Hello everyone, welcome to Poca, West Virginia for week 6 of the high school football season in the Mountain State. It's homecoming here at Poca High School as the Dots get set to take on the Sissonville Indians. The Dots come into tonight's contest searching for win number 3 on the season, trying to get to 500 after falling last time out to a very tough Roane County Raiders squad on the road. First of 3 straight home games for the Dots here, starting off with the Indians tonight on homecoming. And the Indians come in still looking for win number 1 on the season, 0-5 so far to start the 2023 season. But a tough season to start the year, tough schedule to start the year for the Indians. But head coach Jeremy Harrison making no excuse, saying that they've just got to continue to get better week in and week out. And he's seen improvement in his team every week, despite the results not turning up how they want to so far. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, and our Media Center crew, happy to have you along with us here this evening for homecoming at Poca High School as we get ready for the Sissonville Indians and the Poca Dots. We'll step aside for a quick break, and when we come back, Will Vance will join us and get ready for tonight's matchup between the Dots and the Indians. It's all up after this here on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media and brought to you by Parmar Stores.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of it. I don't think they really wanna come against the winner, got a finger run up in on a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare. I'm a line, but the winner about the cage. I need.
No plan? No problem. Just wing it, and we'll do the rest. Plump and juicy? You got it. Fried to perfection? Always. Sauced and tossed, or naked if you prefer. It's always your choice at Geno's. Whether it's a 6 or 10 piece of our famous original wings, or our tasty traditional wings, or a 10-ounce portion of our tender boneless wings, we'll leave your mouth watering for more. We promise we won't wing it, but you should. Geno's Pizza and Spaghetti House. Just wing it.
Are you a die-hard Mountaineer fan? Then you need to check out the award-winning Touchdown City Show. Tune in as Anthony Lewis, Derek Bailey, Michael Sussman, and WVU legend Avon Coburn break down every thrilling play, every heart-pounding moment, and every victory that leaves you on the edge of your seat. Whether you bleed gold and blue or love great football discussions, the Touchdown City Show has you covered. Find the Touchdown City Show on your local radio station or visit touchdowncity.com for a list of radio affiliates and links to your favorite podcast platform. For the best coverage and all things Mountaineer football, check out the Touchdown City Show.
Are you ready to unlock a future filled with remarkable pay, unbeatable benefits, and unparalleled satisfaction? Imagine embarking on a journey that offers you a college-level education without the weight of debt, all while earning a steady income. Look no further than the West Virginia Building and Construction Trades Apprenticeship Programs. Join us, and together, let's build a future that's brighter and stronger. Go to actwv.org to apply today. The West Virginia Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged.
The Poca Dots getting ready to run out from their locker room underneath the stadium here at OO White Stadium. It's homecoming as the Poca Dots get set to take on the Sissonville Indians. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, and our Media Center crew here with you. And Will, again, Sissonville looking for win number 1 on the season, but head coach Jeremy Harrison says he likes what he sees. There's still just a lot of room for improvement, but they are getting better every week.
Yeah, when we talked to him earlier this week, we asked if there was any type of back half of the season adjustment he thought they would need to make. And he said, not really. They just need to keep improving on, the fundamentals and the thing they've been preaching all year that, like you said, they've been making progress on, but just haven't been able to break through yet. And Adam, we've said several times already how, Sissonville's 0-5, but Poca's not really having a traditional season for them either like they're used to having. 2-3 right now. Lost pretty handily to Roane County last week by 29 points. They've got some playmakers, obviously. Preston Bonnet's one of the most impressive guys in the conference right now. Do it all back for them. They got a couple other offensive weapons to work with, but definitely a game that Poca needs if they're going to try to make a playoff push. And for Sissonville, just, that first win's going to be the sweetest. So they've got to try to put together what they've been making progress on since week 1. Well, we saw them week 1, so it'll be interesting to see how they progress from there.
Yeah, saw the Indians there in week 1 at home, the season opener against the Chapmanville Tigers, falling in that one in a relatively close one, 28-7. But since then, the Indians have had a little bit of struggles to get things going. Just 7 points on the scoreboard the last 2 weeks. Looking to get things righted here and spoil homecoming against the Poca Dots. Sissonville out in the white jerseys with the black numbers and the black pants with the black lids. And the Dots out in the all-red tonight with the white numbers and the silver lids for the Dots. And for Poca, again, looking to get into the playoff hunt, just 7 spots out of that top 16 rating right now. A win here obviously goes a long way for the Dots today, but it's going to come with the continued improvement of their sophomore quarterback, Peyton Cook, who's going to be able to get a chance to start the offense off right as the Dots are set to receive this opening kickoff. And it's going to go out of bounds, so the Dots will have great starting field position to begin this opening drive where sophomore Peyton Cook gets a chance to come out and start the game off for the Dots.
Yeah, like we said, while Bonnet's their main playmaker, they've got several guys, like Jones and McClanahan on the outside that they were able to get more involved in. As Cook has improved, they've been able to make more use of them and better use of them, so that makes this offense all the more dangerous.
And he said for Peyton Cook, it's just about getting him more reps. The more reps he can get, the better he's going to get. He's seeing things a lot better as the season has progressed. He's 5 games in under his belt as the starting quarterback for this Dot football team. As you take a look there just a second ago at Preston Bonnet. Normally lines up in the backfield, but he'll split out wide a lot this evening as well. As you see him come now back into the backfield in motion, line up next to Cook. And Bonnet will take the opening handoff. Nice run there up the middle. Crosses the 45-yard line and fights his way across midfield and into Indian territory. Rather going to mark him back right at midfield, so still a nice first down run for the Dots.
If they want to start things off, give it to their main guy and have him get a big chunky yards nearly into enemy territory already.
1st and 10 from midfield for the Dots offense here. Cook hands off to Bonnet once again. Bonnet now off the left side, met by a couple of defenders and finally stopped after a short gain. Flag comes in from the backside. Wait for the ruling from our referee, Fred McPherson. So that penalty against senior Laz Marquez. And that will add on to the end of the run from Bonnet. So that will bring up now 2nd and 3. Cook drops back to throw, passes short of his intended man, Bonnet on the near side.
And then Jacob Paul come back there as an extra blocker to make sure he had time to get that pass off. Had decent time, just skip that one ahead of his intended receiver.
3rd and 3 from the 43. Dots need to get the ball down to the 40-yard line of the Indians if they want to keep this drive alive. Cook takes a low snap, hands off to Bonnet. Bonnet met initially, but keeps his legs moving. Does he have enough for the first down, though? Far side official says from his spot, it looks like he does. And, yeah, they are going to move it ahead. So a 3-yard pickup there for Preston Bonnet, the junior captain. And it's a first down for the Dots. Some strong running here on this opening drive from Preston Bonnet, their multi-tool man.
He runs with such determination and gets every inch that's available to him. He'll be half contorted over at the end before he's finally brought down, just fighting for every bit he can get.
2 receivers go to the top of the formation. That's Dylan Bradley and Jack McClanahan. The lone receiver to the bottom is Landon Aldridge. Bonnet into the backfield with Cook. Cook takes the shotgun snap, hands off to Bonnet off the right side. Bonnet, nice dancing there. Very good patience there, looking for that hole up the middle, as he will pick up 5, maybe 6 yards, depending on where they end up stopping his forward progress.
Already 4 carries for 26 yards for Bonnet on this opening drive. All the yards they've gotten so far.
Give him 6. It'll bring up 2nd down and 4. Lone receiver up top is Hunter Tusing. Handoff goes to Bonnet to the near side, off the left side of the offensive line. Still keeping his legs moving forward. And he'll be brought down near the 30-yard line, which should be good enough for another Poca first down on this opening drive. Just meticulously working the ball down the field. Just gone to the air one time. And that was an intended target to Preston Bonnet. But other than that, he's gotten the ball every other time and has carried it for 3 first downs now for the Dots offense.
Well, now he needs a breather. He's kind of out of the game now, replacing the backfield by Brad Jones, who's definitely a capable ball carrier back there.
Brad Jones, a 6-foot, 158-pound sophomore, takes a snap, takes a handoff, rather, breaks out of one tackle, still fighting his way forward, gets down to the 25-yard line, a pickup of 5 there. Second and 5 on the way. Bradley split out. Tusing just off the line. They're in a 2 wide receiver set. McClanahan to the near side. Handoff goes to Jones. Jones bounces it back out to the outside on a counter movement. Breaks out of one tackle, still on his feet, and spun down inside the 30, or excuse me, inside the 20. There is a flag down on the play, though. This one could be coming back. We'll find out from referee Fred McPherson here in just a moment. Again, the Dots have been marching down the field. Had great field position after the opening kickoff went out of bounds on the illegal procedure, and then it's been the Preston Bonnet show for the most part, as Brad Jones has gotten the last couple of carries in relief after Bonnet's marched it down the field.
Bonnet back in now, though.
And a hold against the Dots, so that will slow the momentum for just a moment. Allow the Indians to maybe gain an extra breath here.
It's tough when a player cuts back like Jones. He did a great job finding some extra yardage there, but sometimes it's hard for the offensive lineman to deal with that change of direction. Sometimes we got holding like that. 2nd and
15 from the 35-yard line. Snap comes back to Cook. Cook fires one down the near sideline, and that one is intercepted. Ethan Taylor with the interception on the near sideline, and he'll bring it up the field at the 30. Up across the 35, still on his feet, and he's brought down at about the 38-yard line. There are multiple flags on the field.
Adam, I think at least the first one I saw was a false start on Sissonville.
Yeah, and I believe I see our referee Fred McPherson signaling over to the Sissonville sideline, false start. And if they want to decline it, we'll get that official ruling now. And if it is an interception, it is going to go to the Indians.
Look, there's confusion between Well,
yeah, I guess we're not going to get a ruling on it. Oh, no, there we go. He's saying illegal motion on the offense. They're going to decline that penalty. So Ethan Taylor with the interception for the Indians defense, and out come the Indians offense for the first time tonight. It'll be Maddox Baylog in at quarterback to start things off. He'll throw over to the near side to Jake Wiseman on a screen play. Wiseman makes one-man miss, still on his feet, across the 45 and up across midfield. Dots saying the football came out, but Wiseman saying he's down.
And it might not matter because there's another penalty on this play, too.
And it was Spencer Jones who ends up coming out of the pile with the football. But, yeah, there is a flag down, as Will mentioned. And a block in the back against the Redskins will back the offense up. And they'll replay first down. If you're watching tonight's contest on your computer and you'd rather see it on your 85-inch TV or maybe even your iPhone, your iPad, whatever you want to watch while you're on the go, all you have to do is download the HD Media Plus app. You'll get access to all of our video content and live streams for free. The HD Media Plus app available on all Apple, iOS, or Android platforms, Roku TV, or Fire Stick. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our Media Center crew, happy to have you with us here for homecoming this evening at Poca High School as the Dots take on the Sissonville Indians in a Cardinal Conference matchup. Week 6 of the high school football season, the Indians with the football, 1st and 20 now after the block in the back. Handoff goes to the tailback, Ian Cox. Cox will pick up a couple of yards to the 30-yard line. Give a gain of 2. And will some change to this Indians offense since we saw them in week 1. Ethan Taylor was the starting quarterback there in week 1. And then over the last couple of weeks, it's been Maddox Baylog who's transitioned into the starter now here this evening against the Dots. And we talked to Coach Jeremy Harrison as the high snap comes back to Baylog. He throws over the middle. That pass is tipped and incomplete. But he actually talked very highly of Baylog at the beginning of the season about his ability to just be a gamer, essentially. And now we're seeing him play a different position, stepping into the quarterback role here as the starter in week number 6.
And as we see, Taylor still very involved, obviously, with that interception, big return there for Sissonville. But, when you're, like we said, when you're 0-5 and your offense hasn't really put much on the board, you got to try something out. And let's see if he can give them the spark they need to get over the hump.
Long drops back to pass. It is tipped initially and then caught on the near side. And making the grab there is Nate Young, Jr. And he will get back across the original line of scrimmage up to the 40-yard line. So, relatively short gain on that completion, and the Indians will punt it away. And that one may have gotten blocked. A short punt that time goes out of bounds on the near sideline. And still going to walk it up past midfield now. And out at the, I believe that is the 47-yard line. The Dots will have great starting field position after their punt return team may have gotten a piece of that punt.
Adam, that's pretty close to where they actually turned it over on their first drive. So pretty much picking up right where they left off. Relatively no harm done except for the stat sheet and a little bit of time off the clock.
I don't even know if the sticks moved. I think just the downs marker moved right there. Again, a very short punt. I think that got blocked. Bonnet with a shovel pass from Cook. Takes it on the outside. Has some speed. Breaks out of a couple of tackles. And rumbles his way for a first down over on the far side of the field. First down, Dots down to the 35-yard line. 12-yard pickup there for Poca on 1st and 10. Two splits out up top. To the bottom, it'll be McClanahan and Bradley. Bonnet takes the handoff from Cook, bounces it outside to the left. Still on his feet inside the 30. And slung out of bounds right there around the 30. Mark him down to the 29-yard line. Seven-yard gain will bring up 2nd and 3. Tusing and Bradley split up to the top of the formation. Flanagan goes in motion, takes it on a shovel pass, and he's got some blockers in front of him, trying to hold him up for dear life there. The Indians C.C. Walker, but McClanahan does have enough for the first down. He got down inside the 25-yard line. We'll spot him down at the 22. 1st and 10 for the Dots. Last drive had momentum and was moving it until the interception thrown by Peyton Cook, picked off by Ethan Taylor. Second drive, though, the Dots just outside the red zone here. Handoff goes to Bonnet off the right side, breaks out of one tackle, still on his feet. Tried to cut back toward the numbers, but the defender rides him down toward the sideline, and he is going to be brought down, but not before he gains enough for yet another first down for the Dots. 1st and 10 from the 11. An 11-yard run there for Bonnet.
Already nearly 50 yards on the ground and another 12 through the air for Bonnet.
Bonnet came into tonight's contest at just under 1,000 total yards. Needed about 60-some to reach that for the season. And he's going to bounce one toward the outside and is going to get to the pylon. I believe he did get to the pylon. Touchdown, Dots. We do have a flag that comes in late here as well, though. But as of right now, it's an 11-yard touchdown run for Preston Bonnet. Find out what the flag is here in just a moment. So touchdown stands. It's an 11-yard touchdown run for Preston Bonnet with 4:41 to go in the first quarter.
And it's a great job of following his blocker that needs his speed once he got to the outside to find the corner of the end zone.
PAT try from Gavin Berry is up and good. 7-0 our score. Dots with the lead here on homecoming night. We're back with more right after this on High School Game Day.
At Dutch Miller Jeep of South Charleston, we're the #1 Jeep dealer in the entire state of West Virginia because we believe in treating our customers like family. That's why you get the best deal right up front with friends and family pricing. It's our way of saying thanks for allowing us to be a part of your community.
It's Jeep season at Dutch Miller Jeep of South Charleston, and for a limited time, get up to 10% off MSRP on any brand new 2023 Compass.
Text or chat now and even get pre-approved at DutchMillerJeep.com.
The Dots with the lead over the Indians, 7-0 after Preston Bonnet sprints in to the near side corner of the end zone from 11 yards out. As the Dots will kick off from the 40-yard line after the personal foul and sportsmanlike conduct on the Indians. So we'll see what Gavin Berry does here for this kickoff.
A little confusion on where he's supposed to kick off from with the penalty applied. Yeah, put the formality in, I guess.
So now we're going to kick off from the 45. So we'll see how the Dots play this one. Could try to opt for a relatively high short kick and catch the Indians looking, or could just boom it out of the back of the end zone. And that is what looks like is going to happen. Yeah, it's going to get out of the end zone for the touchback. So the Indians offense will come out trailing 7-0 and try to get things going here on the second drive of the opening quarter. That penalty, though, on the opening play really stalled any kind of effort for the Indians to go back and 1st and 20 after the block in the back after what was a good run to start the drive.
Yeah, and it ended with a pretty promising play to end it, too, the 10-yard completion out to Young, but just too little too late after that penalty.
So the Indians offense back out on the field. Kellogg takes a snap, throws out into the flat. Wiseman with a burst of speed up the sideline and is dragged down from behind as he crosses the 35-yard line. Ethan Estep finally catches him, but not before. Wiseman's able to gain a first down for the Indians, so the drive already starting off to a better beginning. First and 10 now from the 37. Baylog rolls, right throws out to Nate Young. Young caught at the 40 and immediately wrapped up, bringing him down there for the Dots defense is Jacob Paul, as well as Spencer Jones.
Yeah, good play by Paul to wrap him up and don't let him shake out of that tackle and get some yardage, because kind of what that type of route's designed to try to accomplish for the receiver.
3-yard pickup up to the 40-yard line. Indians trailing 7-0 opening quarter. Baylog takes a snap, quick throw out to Wiseman on the near sideline. Wiseman trying to break out of a couple of tackles, but he's forced out of bounds. Forcing him out there, McClanahan and Peyton Cook.
And there's another flag out there. I think I saw it. Yeah, looks like it.
Right now they've got him spotted just shy of the first down, I think. Oh, that's actually what they're checking, I believe. Yeah, they're going to have an official's time, and they're going to bring those chains over from the far side of the field just to measure this one out, because he needed to get up to the 47-yard line for the first down. So they're going to pull the chains over from the far side of the field and measure this one. Parmar is a proud sponsor of tonight's HD Media Game Day broadcast. If there's not a Parmar near you now, there will be one soon. Will and I stopped there on our way here. Got some nice cold waters, some Red Bulls. It's been a long day for us. We started awfully early today. Well, you started awfully early today. I switched to evenings on our day job, but it's a great night for high school football here in West Virginia. Always great to be around some homecoming festivities as well, Will.
Yeah, always, good time of year for schools. More people in the stands, a lot of excitement around, get everybody excited before the game especially. And then on the other side, you always have the opportunity to play spoiler, which, is always fun to a certain regards. So, it's a game that a lot of players look forward to and a lot of fans look forward to.
They brought the chains over, and they said, yes, indeed, it was enough for a first down. So 1st and 10 for the Indians from their own 47. Now Taylor lined up at quarterback. He's going to fake the handoff and keep it over on the near side on a quarterback power, and he might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. See where they spot the ball. And yeah, no, they're going to give him no gain on that. So 2nd and 10 on the way for the Indians offense. And even though Ethan Taylor not the starting quarterback anymore tonight, again, we have seen him split out wide in formation for the Indians, and then also seen him there line up at quarterback on that designed run. Man in motion, goes to the top of the formation. That's Evan Taylor. High snap to Baylog. He's going to now pull it and run with it, and he's going to be wrapped up and brought down. Jacob Paul getting to him in the backfield, and that will be a 2-yard loss on that run by Baylog. third and long now upcoming for the Indians, and they're actually going to spot him back at the 44-yard line. Takes a snap, surveys the field, throws across the middle. That is complete on a slant to Wiseman. He's got the first down and then some inside the 40-yard line, down to the 39. 17-yard pickup there for Wiseman. Wiseman already with now a couple of catches here in this opening quarter after having just one reception for 10 yards last week.
Yeah, 2 for 33, and they're really trying to find ways to get him more and more involved.
And the problem with that, though, and that's something that Jeremy Harrison mentioned, is that when you've got a guy that's so great there at that wide receiver position, it's also kind of hard at times to try to feed him the ball. As the handoff there goes to Ian Cox, and Cox will gain maybe a yard down to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, that's why they're doing things like trying to get him in these, kind of shovel passes and the screens to the outside, get the ball in his hands fast, just because, like you said, once he gets downfield, they're really trying to find a way to keep it away from him. So they're just trying to get their playmaker involved fast, and they did a good job of digging out of a long downage situation there. When you're an offense that's still trying to find yourself, getting put behind the sticks so often can be really killer up at the beginning of a game, but they did a good job digging out of it there.
2nd and 9 on the way for the Indians. Aylock throws out to the far side. That's complete by Wiseman. Wiseman turns it downfield inside the 25 and stopped near the 20. A nice reception there for Jake Wiseman. Such a great job with that run after the catch. It's another 17-yard pickup there for the Indians offense. And a timeout requested by the Dots. That comes with about a minute 30 to go in this opening quarter of play. Poca leads 7-0 over the Indians, but Sissonville is just outside the red zone. We're back with more right after this on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media.
In an ever-changing world, one thing you can always count on is Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Hurricane. You know, Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. There are no gimmicks or games at Walker, just honest, fair deals, and their method is so straightforward it may shock you. Friendly service and a huge selection of inventory with more arriving daily. When you're ready for your next vehicle, take the short 20-minute drive from Charleston or Huntington to Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, just off the Hurricane exit of I-64. Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, making friends one deal at a time.
It's homecoming night here at O.O. White Stadium. Taking a look at the homecoming court there in the end zone just to our right, where the Dot defense is backing up on their heels after the defense for the Dots was able to get a 3-and-out on the opening drive by the Indians. The Indians have been marching down the field on the second drive, trying to tie things up at 7 apiece in the opening quarter. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our Media Center crew. Happy to have you along with us here on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media and brought to you by Parmar Stores. 1st and 10 for the Indians from the 21 of the Dots. Baylor going to roll to his right, looking, and that pass is intercepted. Picked off by the Dots, and rumbling his way forward is the freshman Colton Petrie. Was looking for Wiseman, I think, cutting across the middle of the field, and Petrie saw it the entire way.
Yeah, those rollout passes are really designed to give your quarterback kind of a more narrow window to have to make a decision in. But it also ends up a lot of times concentrating the defenders in that area. So try to throw it not necessarily into traffic, but a lot of guys in between him and his receiver, and one of them was able to pick it off right there, Petrie.
Obviously that timeout paying off for the Dots there, as after the timeout they immediately force the turnover and bring the offense back out. Peyton Cook in the shotgun, sends McClanahan in motion. He'll hand off to Bonnet to the near side. Bonnet coming down inside and still on his feet across the 35 and going to be forced out of bounds just shy of the 40, but we do have a flag down back at the 29. So we'll see what the ruling on this is from our referee, Fred McPherson. In the vicinity of a hold, so this one more than likely is going to be going back. Oh, they're going to get him for an illegal formation, actually.
I didn't quite hear what was wrong with formation, but another foul back him up 5 yards. So not the best start to a drive. You were gifted with the nice interception by Petrie.
Well, should be 1st and 15. Yeah, now they're going to correct it. I was going to say that it should be 1st and 15, but as of right now, it's 1st and 14. Those painted on lines might be a little harder to see than some of those vibrant white of the AstroTurf that the majority of high schools play on these days. We've got a natural surface here at White Stadium.
NFL players would be pleased.
Yes, they would. Preston Bonnet with a nice run here on 1st and 15. Still on his feet up midfield. Breaks out of another tackle and somehow stays on his feet across the 40. What a run by Preston Bonnet down near the 35. Bonnet rumbles from his own 26 down to the Sissonville 35-yard line. A nice run there on 1st and 15.
39 yards, and just a great example of what we've been saying about this young man. His running style, just a bull in a china shop. Not the biggest guy, but definitely a lot of effort there on the ground.
Gets a breather here as it's Brad Jones with the rumble. Jones fights his way forward down near the 25-yard line. A gritty run there for the sophomore. They're going to mark him down at the 24, an 11-yard run there by Jones. A nice 1-2 punch there in the backfield for the Dot offense.
And Poca already over 100 yards on the ground so far in this first quarter.
Jones still in the backfield. He'll take the handoff once again off the left side. Breaks through one row of defenders. Still on his feet around the 10. Another nice run by the sophomore to set the Dot offense up 1st and goal. I believe they're going to spot him down at the 8, so it'd be a 16-yard run. And, sorry, they're going to mark him down at the 11. Maybe my eyes are just setting off. So, yeah, they're going to say they can gain another first down, and then a flag on the Indians. So, okay, well, nope, I was right all along. Yeah. 1st and goal for the Dots.
Well, and now timeout, it looks
and
like.
That's the end of the first quarter.
There he goes.
Clock started there once they got everything set. Quarter comes to a close. We'll flip ends of the field. The Dots will head to the other end and have just a short road to hoe to get into the end zone for their second score tonight. We'll find out if they can do that when we return right after this here on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media.
Hi, it's Tony Caridi. You know, our West Virginia military veterans are the last ones to ask for handouts, yet many of them are hungry. I invite you to watch a video that shows an amazing monthly program that helps feed our veterans in Beckley and Clarksburg. Huntington Bank and other partners would like to expand this program to other areas of our state, and we'd love for you to help. Watch the video at wvenriched.com. That's wvenriched.com.
Hi, this is JJ Roberts from Huntington, and when I'm back home, you will find me at my local Par-Mar store.
We had that thundering herd pride at your local Par-Mar stores. We are over 200 stores strong and growing. Download the Par-Mar app for even more savings and sign up for the Par-Mar Rewards Card. Whether it's food, gas, or groceries, we have you covered. We are Marshall, and we are Par-Mar stores.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
12 minutes to start the second quarter. The Dots have it 1st and goal from the 4 as we begin quarter number 2 with a 7-0 lead, trying to make it 14-0. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, happy to have you with us here on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media. As the Dots will bring 2 to the near side, and one man up top is Jack McClanahan. Cook in the backfield with Bonnet. Bonnet counter back to the near side. Drops the shoulder down and gets his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Dots. Bonnet gets his second touchdown run of the evening. This time it comes from 4 yards out.
It was pretty much a similar run to the one that got him his first touchdown, just to the opposite side, although I guess they flipped sides, so it really wasn't the same play. Just using his speed and his good judgment to find the edge there and get around for pay dirt.
Gavin Berry out for the PAT try. Snap is back. Kick is up, and it is good. 14-0 our score. 11:43 to go here in the first quarter. Or excuse me, first half. Step aside for a break and be back with more right after this. Coming off to a happy start for the Dots this evening as Preston Bonnet has Poca on top of Sissonville 14-0 after he gets his second touchdown here in the opening half. Comes just the first play into the second quarter. And the Dots again have a 14-0 lead after Gavin Berry puts through the extra point try.
And I'm already averaging just over 10 yards a carry so far in this first half. 10 carries for 102 yards, 2 touchdowns, as well as a 12-yard catch. It was the one that, a shovel pass, so a glorified run, but a pass nevertheless.
But Preston Bonnet has been exceptional with the football in his hands this season so far. Had just over 100 carries coming into tonight, a little more than 730 yards. He's averaging over 100 yards rushing per game so far for this Dot offense. And has had a great first half for Poca on homecoming tonight with 2 touchdowns. Had just 3 touchdowns on the ground coming into tonight's contest. So, again, despite averaging well over 100 yards rushing per game, was only able to find the end zone 3 times on the ground all year coming into tonight. So teams had done a pretty good job of limiting him getting into the end zone. Kickoff is muffed, but then scooped up at the 13. On the return there is Nate Young. Young with a nice return up across the 30 and up near the 35-yard line. Great recovery there after muffing it just in front of his own 10-yard line.
You never want to play to muff it, but sometimes it can kind of change the timing of things for the return team cover team coming down there to try to make the tackle. So sometimes you can make a little bit of extra hay off of that, and he did just that, squirting through to set him up with pretty good field position there at the 35, right in the 35.
Now ball pretty much middle of the field at the 35-yard line, where the Indians will come back out on offense and are heading now from right to left across your screen. Ethan Taylor lined up at the quarterback this time. He'll have Michael Taylor lined up next to him. 1st and 10 from the 35. Fake the handoff. It'll be Taylor keeping it himself, stretching it to the outside on the near side of the field, dropping a shoulder and forced out of bounds around the 40-yard line. Nice design run there for Taylor, the quarterback. And he'll gain 5 up to the 40. So 2nd and 5 on the way for for the Indians. Baylog splits up to the top of the formation. Wiseman just off the line on the right side. Man goes in motion. That's Evan Taylor. Now a pistol backfield for the Indians. Toss to Evan Taylor. Taylor trying to stretch it out wide there, and the Dot defense is going to wrap him up behind the line of scrimmage. Ethan Estep, Jacob Paul, as well as Brad Jones there on the stop for that Dot defense, as well as Tony Belcher. And they're going to stop him for a loss of 1 back to the 39. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 6 for the Indians. Trying to keep this drive alive. Marching down the field the last possession, but then threw an interception after a timeout was called by the Dots. Log surveys. Passes incomplete, intended for Nate Young, just a little too far out of his reach, and the incompletion will bring up 4th and 6, and the Indians will have to punt things away. Just under 11 minutes to go in this first half. And Ethan Taylor will line up back to punt. Relatively quick kick from Taylor is fielded at the 32. And Bonnet with a nice return up across midfield, still on his feet across the 40. Going to be brought down inside the 30 though, but from behind, but a nice return there by Preston Bonnet. And for the Indians, thankfully, somebody comes in there to save that touchdown, potentially. I want to say that was Max Bess. I have a number 44 on my roster, but he definitely saved an even longer return there from Preston Bonnet as the Dots offense comes back out 1st and 10 from the Indians' 29-yard line.
So example how dangerous the Bonnet is with the ball in his hands. Just any way you can get it to him, go ahead and do it.
This time it's going to be Jones with a nice seam to the outside edge, and it's finally slung down. And Ethan Taylor is going to catch him and save a touchdown, but we do have a flag down back at the 27-yard line. Marking him out at the 3 as of right now. It's currently a 26-yard run. We'll find out the ruling now. Well, instead of a 26-yard run and a 1st and goal situation for the Dots, it's going to be 1st and long coming up back at the 39-yard line. 1st and 20 on the way for Poca. But another nice run there by Brad Jones. Just unfortunate it has to come back. But again, a nice 1-2 punch between Jones and Bonnet. Jones staying in the backfield here on 1st and 20 with Cook. Handoff goes to Jones, and Jones met in the backfield this time. The Indians are going to sling him down.
And the sling might have just cost them as well, because the flags fly in as that happens.
And that's Michael Taylor. And I believe was Cohen Hughes on the tackle. And yeah, some flags coming in. And they're going to say they got the face mask on there as well. So
I don't know if it was supposed to be a face mask on the quarterback. I didn't necessarily see that. Maybe as away from the play. You can do it regardless. But getting that yardage right back and then a little bit extra.
So now it'll be 1st and 8 after the penalty yardage. Bonnet back in the backfield now with Cook. Bonnet takes a handoff and bounces it to the outside on the left side. Trying to stretch it out some more, and he is going to be held up and wrapped up and brought down. Great job there hanging on by Evan Taylor, as he's going to stop Bonnet for a loss of 2 back to the 29-yard line. So 2nd and 10 effectively.
That's the first time we've seen Bonnet held to anything even close to a loss. So good job there to put him into a 2nd and 10 situation.
Indians did a great job of stretching that play out finally and allowing Evan Taylor to come off that block on the outside and make that tackle. 2nd and 10 from the 39. Handoff goes to Bonnet. Going to try to bounce it out to the outside. And he's going to be grabbed around the shoulder pads at the jersey level there by Michael Taylor. And no flag this time on that tackle for loss by the Indians defense. And they're going to say his forward progress was stopped back at the 32, so it is a 3-yard loss, and it'll bring up 3rd and 13 for the Dots offense.
See if they try to go back to the air here. Only four pass attempts so far. One of them being an interception.
And before the snap gets off, a timeout requested by Sissonville head coach Jeremy Harrison. Indians trail 14-0 with just under 9 minutes to go in the first half. We'll step aside for a quick break and be back with more right after this on High School Game Day.
Serving the area one truck at a time for over 60 years. Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling is in your neighborhood each and every day, working to keep your family cool and comfortable. With the dog days of summer ahead and fall right around the corner, it's time to schedule your home HVAC system tune-up and preventive maintenance. Right now, we're offering 0% financing on a new Ream home system and includes a 10-year worry-free warranty. Remember, Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call or visit us online today to schedule your appointment at mullenplumbing.com.
At Glenville State University, you can discover friends to last a lifetime, professors who broaden your perspective, and the skills and education for future success in a small town environment. At Glenville State University, you can become a pioneer.
Back here after a timeout by the Indians. Both teams with 2 left here in the first half. Cook firing down across the middle of the field looking for Landon Aldridge, and that is incomplete. Ethan Taylor in the vicinity of that. That will bring up 4th and 13 for the Dots, and the question here is what do you do? It'll, again, 4th and 13 from the 32. You've got a kicker in Gavin Berry who hasn't attempted a field goal yet so far this year.
Oh, I mean, this would be a pretty substantial field goal. Looks like they're going to go ahead and try to punt it away.
Have Preston Bonnet punt it away, and Bonnet has punted 7 times this year. Has about a 37-yard average, so does buffle the snap. Still on his feet, trying to get away from somebody, but he's going to be held on to for dear life. And holding on to him for as long as he could. I believe that was Nick Slate, number 55, after 2 other teammates tried to wrap him up and bring him down. It was big number 55, Nick Slate, the sophomore, who was able to ultimately finish the job off.
And so the Indians here with a great opportunity here, good field position. Even when a player's as good as Bonnet is, when you ask him to do everything, he's not perfect. So every once in a while he's going to slip up.
Trying to pick the ball up off the turf, and as he's trying to pick, or off the grass rather, and as he's picking it up, he's being met by 2 guys. So when you're putting him inside of a phone booth pretty much already, it's kind of hard to get your way out of there. And for the Indians, you add that stop in with the yardage lost, and now you're looking at great field position. 1st and 10 from the 44. A nice run here on this designed run for Ethan Taylor out of the quarterback spot. Been seeing the Indians rotate at quarterback, Ethan Taylor and Maddox Baylog. Baylog got the start, but Taylor has been pretty effective running the football out of those quarterback runs as he picks up a first down to the 41-yard line of the Dots as he gets into the enemy territory.
Now 3 carries for 20 yards, and every carry has been for more yards than the previous one. So kind of finding his footing here as the first half progresses, excuse me.
Ethan Taylor still lined up at quarterback and a lineup in the pistol. Evan Taylor faked the handoff to him. Ethan going to keep it himself, trying to bounce it out to the outside, and he is going to be slung down around the 40. That was Hayden Thompson, the senior, wrapping him up and bringing him down and holding him to a relatively short gain. So he gives up just 1 yard. Brings up 2nd and 9. About 7.5 minutes to go in the first half. The Dots lead by 2 touchdowns over the visiting Indians as Sissonville tries to spoil Poca's homecoming night. Toss goes to Evan Taylor to the near side. Dot defense swarms quickly as it's Spencer Jones, Hayden Thompson there to help make the stop. And a little slow to get up is Evan Taylor. They're going to stop the game and just make certain he is all right. Just a little slow to get up there. I think they're going to make him leave the field and be replaced, at least for a play. Just, again, to make certain he is 100% all right before continuing in this one. 7:01 to go in this first half. Indians starting to move the ball a little bit now. And it helped after that long run by Ethan Taylor a few moments ago. 3rd and 9 upcoming, though. And the Indians sustain the drive. Got down just outside the red zone a couple of drives ago. Then threw it away to Colton Petrie with the interception. Play action fake. Taylor lost it, I think, in his hand. Wanted to throw it, but lost it out of his hands, and now tucked and ran with it, and he's going to be brought down around the 35-yard line. Going to be a couple of yards shy of the first down. And they're going to spot him at the 34-yard line. Needs to get to the 31, so it'll be 4th and 3. And they're going to split out now and send Ethan Taylor up to the top of the formation by himself. Trips to the bottom. Baylog takes a low snap out of the shotgun, throws out to Wiseman on wide receiver screen, and Wiseman going to be stopped short, I believe. Ethan Estep in there to help make the stop, as well as Rome Bragg. And he is going to be short of the first down. And that'll be a turnover on downs by the Indians. And it make matters worse, Jake Wiseman being seen too quickly. Yeah, being seen too quickly there by the Poca staff. Just making sure he's okay. Helmet came off, and he's going to run off over to the far side of the field under his own power. Great to see that there. But that is a turnover on downs by the Dot defense. That's the second turnover they've forced. One of them traditionally, and then that turnover on downs there. Now what does the Dot offense do with the football? 1st and 10 from their own 33-yard line. Bonnet in the backfield with Cook. Clanahan goes in motion. Handoff goes to Bonnet to the near side. Faked a lot of the defense out there as Bonnet still on his feet, was somehow still up after he got slung around. He does step out of bounds at the Indian 47-yard line. There is a flag down on the field, or actually a couple flags down on the field. Again, what another nice run by Preston Bonnet. I believe this one's going to come back, so it's going to be for Dot, but continuing to impress. Junior captain for the Dots. So we're going to get the ruling from referee Fred McPherson. And it is going to go against the Dots. Back him up 10 yards with the hold. Just over 6 minutes until halftime on homecoming night between the Indians and the Dots. Coming up at the half, we'll show you the halftime homecoming court festivities. Get to see the Dot marching band play here at the half as well. First and long for the Dots. Cook throws to the near side. That's caught by Petrie. Petrie at the 30 turns upfield and is going to be brought down a couple yards shy of the 35.
Yeah, I really like that play. Just a pretty easy pass and catch. Hope your quarterback get a little bit of confidence back there. Only 2 of 5 before that one, with one of those incompletions being an interception. So definitely a good little play to get him moving.
8-yard pickup. 7-yard pickup, excuse me. Bonnet bounces it to the outside, and he's going to be stopped around the 40. Bonnet just has such a burst of speed as soon as he turns that corner. If you blink, you miss it almost. It's going to be brought down at the 40, so that will bring up 3rd and short for the Dot offense here with now under 5 minutes to go. Bonnet met in the backfield, quickly bursting through the line there. That time was number 52, Kenny Hudson. Hudson blows that play up, and
I believe that was a loss of 4 right there.
Yeah, force him back near the 35-yard line, back to the 36.
A net of 0 on Bonnet's last 4 carries, so finally finding a way to have some effect on that running game that was really just tearing up the Indians through most of this first half.
Now Bonnet with a short kick. That one may have gotten deflected. It is going to be returned on the near side after the bounce. And I don't have a 44. I believe that's Max Best, unless I missed it on my roster earlier.
Regardless, pretty good play to grab it. When it comes right down in the middle, some players never know. It might go off of somebody and cause a wild play. So if you can secure it, go ahead and save 2 and make sure his team gets in great field position. Both teams really living between the 30s in this one.
1st and 10 for the Indians from their own 46-yard line. Under 4 minutes to go in the first half now. And the Indians strike the scoreboard for the first time tonight. It's Baylog in the shotgun. He drops back to pass, and before the play can get going, a flag comes out, and they're going to get the Indians for a false start, so back them up 5. And, well, it looks like they were setting up for a wide receiver middle screen there. Wiseman was cutting toward the middle of the field there as the linemen were starting to go upfield a little bit.
Well, it's a shame because that's a fun play to see come together when you can get it to come together, but both teams really suffering a lot of penalties so far in this first half and really having to adjust to it. Obviously, Poca doing just a bit better job of dealing with these first and second and long situations that both teams have been having to navigate.
1st and 15 from the 41 now for the Indians offense. Baylog in the shotgun, has trips to the near side. Handoff goes to Ian Cox, and Cox met after a short gain by Tony Belcher, as well as Bryce Snyder. And they will stop him at the 43, a 2-yard pickup there. Bring up 2nd and 13 for the Indians.
Running game has not really been there for Sissonville all night. Taylor had a couple good runs out of those quarterback power situations, but overall just not very productive on the ground.
Baylog in the shotgun, surveys the field, throws down the middle, and that's intercepted. Clanahan with the interception, and he's going to be tackled from behind. Ethan Taylor with the tackle from behind, and we have a flag down at the Sissonville 48. So as of right now, it's an interception for Jack McClanahan. That is his 4th interception, if it stands, on the season. Gonna wait for the ruling from our referee, Fred McPherson, as it comes here momentarily.
Defensive holding.
Yeah, so a free 10 yards for the Indians. And that'll now set it up 2nd and 3 and negates the interception. from Jack McClanahan. Again, that would have been the sophomore's fourth pick of the season.
I guess we're saying that's the reason the ball is so far ahead of the intended receiver.
Ethan Taylor keeps it himself on a design quarterback read, tries to stretch it toward the sideline, and he is going to be forced out of bounds short of the first down. There is a flag down. It came before the end of the play, so again, we'll check in with referee Fred McPherson here in just a moment. And a lot of flags so far this evening. And an illegal shift against the Indians. That'll back them up 5 yards. So that should make it 2nd and 8 now. And it'll go back to their own side of the field at their own 48-yard line. Under 3 to go, opening half. Indians trail by 2 touchdowns, trying to get on the board for the first time tonight. Love to do so before the half, especially because the Indians are set to get the second half kickoff. Taylor pump fakes, going to keep it himself and runs with it across midfield. Still on his feet inside the 40, and he's forced out of bounds. And a late flag comes in now. They spotted him out at the 39, I believe, is where they're marking him out right now. But this one could have more yards tacked onto it. For a late hit, I believe, is going to be the call. We'll check in with Fred McPherson. So the unnecessary roughness will tack on an extra 15 after that run.
It's a swing of just about 30 yards there for Sissonville. Really needs to try to cash in on this opportunity.
Down to the 23-yard line. Ethan Taylor hands off to Michael Taylor. Taylor fighting his way forward, still on his feet. Has a nice gain there on first down. Mark him down at the 17-yard line, a 6-yard pickup, bring up 2nd and 4. A little tough to see these lines out on the field on this natural grass surface from this distance.
And we also don't necessarily have the best angle.
But we are making it work, just like the Indians have been making it work on this drive, taking advantage of some penalties and dealing with some penalties of their own, but are inside the red zone for the first time tonight. A couple of drives ago, they were just outside the red zone. Then the Dots called a timeout to talk some things over on that possession and then ended up forcing an interception that Colton Petrie came away with. Short gain for the Indians there on 2nd down, brings up 3rd and 1. Ethan Taylor under center, going to take it himself. An easy quarterback sneak, and he has the first down gain. That was all too easy for the Indians that time as the hole just opened up for Ethan Taylor as he took that snap from under center. Minute 6 to go, first half. And we have an injured Dot on the field. He'll be seen to by the training staff. 1:06 to go here in the first half. The Dots lead 14-0, but the Indians are marching toward the end zone, trying to get on the board for the first time tonight. Don't forget, next week we've got more games for you here on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media. Next week's games feature Winfield here at Poca, Buffalo at Nitro, and Capital at Riverside. You can watch all the action on HD Plus or visit Gazette Mail or Herald Dispatch websites for the links to those broadcasts. And be sure to pick up the print edition of your Herald Dispatch or Gazette Mail your local newsstand. Pick up the weekend edition for a recap of all the high school football action from around the state, wherever you pick up your print editions of your favorite HD Media paper. Less than a minute to go, first half. Indians trying to get on the scoreboard. Ethan Taylor keeps it himself, trying to stretch it to the outside. He's bottled up quickly, and the Dot defense gets to him. Stops him for a loss. And the Indians going to try to call a timeout, I think, here and preserve some time. Clock stopped with 39 seconds, and there's, you guessed it, another flag. A lot of laundry on the field tonight, almost like a college dorm room. But colleges play mostly on Saturdays. And it's homecoming in this area. Well, not quite this area, but homecoming for the Herd tomorrow as Marshall football takes on Old Dominion. You can read all about that one. Luke Creasy from the Herald Dispatch will have a full game recap of that one. Again, Herd homecoming taking on the Old Dominion Monarchs tomorrow at 3:30. Kickoff there from Huntington for homecoming. 39 seconds ago in the first half of this homecoming affair, the Indians trying to get on the scoreboard. Wiseman on a quarterback run. He's going to have a short gain and be brought down just inside the 5, and here comes another timeout. So the Indians call the timeout. Well, they did not call a timeout the last time. I thought they called a timeout, but just got to the line quickly for the after the play clock started. So, and that flag also helped things along as well.
One timeout left here. So let's see if they try to go to the air for this, at least here on third down, maybe preserve time, because if you have 2 runs here with 30 seconds left with third and fourth down, a little more dangerous.
Well, the key, too, though, is that the Indians can still get a first down.
True.
Don't need to get into the end zone just yet, but as you mentioned, again, just 30 seconds left. Time is a definite factor in it as well. Don't want to set yourself up on a fourth down situation. But obviously 4-down territory here for the Indians. Well, maybe not. Try to get some points potentially as well before you go into the half. Kick a field goal here, depending on how close you can get. Get the ball to start the second half, and if you can score a touchdown, then you're only down 4. A lot to happen between now and then. Still 30 seconds left on the clock.
So Wiseman back at quarterback.
And a wildcat situation. Heavy along the front. And now a timeout by the Dots. They're going to talk things over here with 30 seconds left. While they talk things over, we'll step aside for a quick break as you take a gorgeous look out over that moon here in Poca, West Virginia. We're back with more right after this on High School Game Day.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call to quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of it. I don't think they really wanna come against the winner, got a finger run up in on a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare. I'm a line, but the one up on the cage. I need.
Gorgeous look at the moon here this evening in Poca, West Virginia. A gorgeous night for high school football action across the Mountain State. Thanks for joining us here on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media and brought to you by Parmar Stores. The Dots lead 14-0 here in this first half over the visiting Sissonville Indians on the Dots homecoming, but Sissonville threatening to score with 30 seconds to go in the first half. Third and short. Wiseman keeps it himself, stretching. Actually, check that. That's Taylor. Taylor stretches out toward the sideline and gets to the end zone. Ethan Taylor gets into the end zone from 4 yards out. Makes it a one-score game with just over 20 seconds to go in the first half.
Great job giving it to one of your best playmakers and telling him to go find the edge. Kind of similar to what Poca's been doing with Bonnet to help get their 2 touchdowns. But Taylor, like we said, not the starting quarterback per se anymore for this Indians team, but still a very big part of it.
Excuse me, that was from 5 yards out. 5-yard touchdown run. PAT try is up and good. 14-7. Poca leads now by just a touchdown with a little more than 20 seconds to go until the half. And at the half, we'll have some marching band action for you, as well as your homecoming court festivities for tonight's matchup between the Sissonville Indians and the Poca Dots. Taking a look over at the cheerleaders on that far side of the field, trying to fire up the visiting Sissonville fans.
Like we said, Sissonville will get the second ball to start the second half, so they could potentially get right back in this thing. Not that they already haven't cut into it pretty significantly, but they just can't afford something like another big return by Bonnet or something along those lines.
But big confidence-wise for the team, after having 2 drives in the half already, end on turnovers, one of them with a turnover on downs, one of them with an interception, and especially with that interception where you were right outside the red zone area, to finally be able to punch one across the goal line before the end of the first half has got to be big for the confidence of these Indians players, especially, again, as we mentioned, knowing that they're going to get the football back to start the second half potentially, should everything go according to plan for them, and have a chance to go in and tie the game up on the opening possession of that second half.
Yeah, they just can't allow a big play here like another big Bonnet return or something along those lines.
Teeing it up is Kenny Hudson. And the kickoff is going to go out of bounds. So the legal procedure on the Indians does effectively keep it out of the hands of Preston Bonnet in the return game. And sometimes that's better to give up the penalty yardage than give up the big gashing return from one of the better backs in the Cardinal Conference. Or if you're the Dots, you say, we're going to enforce the penalty and make you kick again.
Probably a good call.
So they'll back it up to the 35, and Hudson will have to kick it away once more. So we'll see what Hudson does this time. Going to come over to the near side, and it'll be fielded at the 34. And bringing it up on the return there is Dylan Bradley, and Bradley will be brought down near midfield. And the clock will stop with 19 seconds to go. So ball will be right at midfield for the Dots for what should be the final possession of the first half. But I wouldn't be surprised to see the Poca Dots take a shot, try to score here in the final 19 seconds. Try to go back up 2 scores.
A little risk to it, but definitely worth the payoff if you can hit one of those shots downfield, or maybe a little bit of a misdirection play out of the backfield.
Find out what the Dots do here momentarily. Cook in the shotgun with Bonnet to his left. Cook is going to drop back to throw. Rolls to his right after he was under some pressure, and he's going to step out of bounds right around the line of scrimmage. May have gained a yard, if anything. And he does stop the clock with 12 seconds. And they will give him a 1-yard gain into Sissonville territory at the 49-yard line. About 1.5 yards, maybe. Extra length of the football across that 49-yard line. Dots led 14-0 for a majority of the second quarter. Then finally, with 24 seconds to go, the Indians got on the board and now get an interception here at the 29-yard line. On the return is Nate Young. Young forced out of bounds in Dot territory across midfield. And there's still time left on the clock as well, and there's a flag down.
The flag might be on Sissonville, but I don't think it's going to negate the interception.
Yeah, the flag came well after the interception. At least I thought I saw it come way after the interception. As of right now, Nate Young with the INT, his first of the season. Here from Fred McPherson. And that's going to be negated with a pass interference against the defense.
So never mind, now still Poca with just a bit more time to try and make something happen, and now within range of a Hail Mary.
Yeah, 1st and 10 now from the Indian 35-yard line. And Sissonville going to drop back into some prevent here. Try and prevent the Dots from scoring again before the end of the half. This will be the final play of the half. Dots hoping for some homecoming magic, and they're going to take a timeout and talk things over here. Might as well. You only got one left. It's the final play. Draw up the best possible one you can. Especially after the defense gave up that score the last drive out. Turned your 2-score lead into just 1 now as you get ready for the half. And again, if you can put some points up here before the end of the half, would stifle the 2-for-1 opportunity for the Indians. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our Media Center crew. Happy to have you with us this evening for High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media. Be sure to look for the Building and Construction Trades Player of the Week on your HD Media social media channels. Last week's player was Herbert Hoover's Dane Hatfield. Who will it be this Monday? Well, find out later on when we post it on HD Media's social channels. Again, that is Monday for your Building and Construction Trades Player of the Week. 1st and 10 from the 35. Should be the final play of the half. Cook takes the snap. Has all the time he needs to throw. Heaves one down toward the end zone, looking for Preston Bonnet. Ball tipped around, and it's incomplete. Bonnet and McClanahan both in the vicinity, and there is a flag down, though.
He's in the area of defensive pass interference. That could potentially give...
could give the Dots an untimed down
that
and
much
a free
closer
first
to
down.
Closer to the end zone.
But it is not going to be against the Dot, it seems.
Or
excuse me, against the Indians. It is against the Dots. So teams will head to their respective locker rooms as that is the final play of the first half. Poca leads by just 7 now after the Indians get on the scoreboard for the first time with 24 seconds to go in the half to make it 14-7 Poca at the halftime break here on Homecoming. We'll step aside for a break, and then when we come back, we'll bring you back here to O White Stadium for all the homecoming halftime festivities. That's all up after this on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media and brought to you by Parmar Stores.
No plan? No problem. Just wing it, and we'll do the rest. Plump and juicy? You got it. Fried to perfection? Always. Sauced and tossed, or naked if you prefer. It's always your choice at Geno's. Whether it's a 6 or 10 piece of our famous original wings, or our tasty traditional wings, or a 10-ounce portion of our tender boneless wings, we'll leave your mouth watering for more. We promise we won't wing it, but you should. Geno's Pizza and Spaghetti House. Just wing it.
Are you a die-hard Mountaineer fan? Then you need to check out the award-winning Touchdown City Show. Tune in as Anthony Lewis, Derek Bailey, Michael Sussman, and WVU legend Avon Coburn break down every thrilling play, every heart-pounding moment, and every victory that leaves you on the edge of your seat. Whether you bleed gold and blue or love great football discussions, the Touchdown City Show has you covered. Find the Touchdown City Show on your local radio station or visit touchdowncity.com for a list of radio affiliates and links to your favorite podcast platform. For the best coverage and all things Mountaineer football, check out the Touchdown City Show.
Are you ready ready to unlock a future filled with remarkable pay, unbeatable benefits, and unparalleled satisfaction? Imagine embarking on a journey that offers you a college-level education without the weight of debt, all while earning a steady income. Look no further than the West Virginia Building and Construction Trades Apprenticeship Programs. Join us, and together, let's build a future that's brighter and stronger. Go to actwv.org to apply today. The West Virginia Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged.
At Dutch Miller Jeep of South Charleston, we're the #1 Jeep dealer in the entire state of West Virginia because we believe in treating our customers like family. That's why you get the best deal right up front with friends and family pricing. It's our way of saying thanks for allowing us to be a part of your community.
It's Jeep season at Dutch Miller Jeep of South Charleston, and for a limited time, get up to 10% off MSRP on any brand new 2023 Compass.
Text or chat now and even get pre-approved at DutchMillerJeep.com.
Claire LaRose. Claire is the daughter of Terry and Chris LaRose of Poca. Claire is the vice president of the senior class, as well as a member of Link Crew, National Honor Society, Science National Honor Society, the Prom Committee, and SBA. She is also the captain of the cheer squad, where she has received honors such as All-Conference Cheerleader and All-American Cheerleader. Claire plays on Poca's softball team and is a member of the track team, currently holding the school record in shot put. In her spare time, Claire attends the Nitro Church of the Nazarene and is an active member in the youth group. She also loves spending time with her dog Walter and her family. After graduating, she plans to attend Marshall University to cheer and major in business, then go to cosmetology school in hopes of owning her own salon. Claire is escorted by Tony Belcher, son of Lori and Al Thompson of Poca. Jenna will now crown Claire LaRose as Miss Poca High 2023. At this time, please welcome Miss Freshman, Roxy Angel. Roxy is the daughter of Meredith and Auntie Angel of Poca. Roxy is a member of Student Council, Quint Bowl, and SCLA. She participates in cross country and the Poca track team. Outside of school, she is active in church and volunteers at the Poca Food Pantry. Roxy has also been a 3-time Putnam County Art Show winner. After high school, Roxy plans to attend Marshall University and major in physical therapy. She is escorted this evening by Dylan Klein, son of Ben and Amanda Klein of Poca. Entering the field now is Miss Sophomore, Chloe Wheeler. Chloe is the daughter of Jennifer and Glenn Wheeler of Poca. She participates in basketball, soccer, and track. In her spare time, she enjoys hanging out with friends and going shopping. Chloe plans to attend college to become a lawyer. Her escort for the evening is Jackson McClanahan, son of Jennifer and Jason McClanahan of Poca. Now entering the field is Miss Junior, Maddie Spurlock. She is the daughter of Ashley and Jason Spurlock of Red House. Maddie is on the Poca High cheer team where she competed at Nationals at Disney World in 2023 and will be going again in 2024. She also helps with the Prom Committee and yearbook. Outside of school, Maddie attends Roanoke Church and loves spending time with her friends and family. Her future plans include going to college to major in nursing and specializing in aesthetics. Maddie's escort this evening is Braxton Bailey, son of Jennifer and Paul Bailey of Poca. The next 4 members of the homecoming court are the candidates for the title Miss Poca Dots 2023. Please welcome Miss Senior Kendra Dunbar. Kendra is the daughter of Jessica and Tony Dunbar of Poca. She is on the Poca High softball, soccer, and track team. She is also the senior class president, president of FCLA, and president of New Alpha Theta, while also being a member of National Honor Society and Link Crew. Outside of school, Kendra enjoys playing travel softball and spending time with her friends and family. She hopes to continue her education by majoring in business and marketing while also playing collegiate softball. Her escort tonight is Isaac Bailey, son of Erica and Travis Bailey of Poca. Entering the field next, Miss Senior Savannah DeBow. Savannah is the daughter of Jessica and John DeBow of Poca. She is the senior class treasurer, vice president of National Honor Society, a member of National Technical Honor Society, and a member of Skills USA. In her spare time, Savannah enjoys hanging out with her friends and family, shopping, and spending time with her 4 dogs and 3 cats. Her future plans include going to Mount West Community College to major in radiologic technology. Her escort tonight is Hunter Coney, son of John and Kate Coney of Midway. Now we welcome Miss Senior Reagan Gladwell. She is the daughter of Regina and Matthew Gladwell of Liberty. Reagan is a cheer captain for the Poca Dots cheerleaders and is involved in FCLA, dot design, and yearbook staff. In her spare time, Reagan enjoys spending time with family and friends. She also loves taking pictures for Lisa Jennings' senior modeling team and meeting new people. She plans to enlist in the West Virginia Army National Guard, to become a medic, then go to nursing school at WVU. She is escorted by Ethan G. Stepp, son of Kelly and Martin Stepp of Liberty. Entering the field next is Miss Senior Olivia Wheeler. Olivia is the daughter of Jennifer and Glenn Wheeler of Poca. She is a member of the Poca High Marching Band, Show Band, Concert Band, and Jazz Band. Outside of school, Olivia enjoys reading and listening to true crime. She also enjoys spending time with her cats and taking long naps. Her future plans include going to Marshall University to major in criminal justice, then attend law school to become an attorney. Her escort tonight is Caden Leck, son of Tiffany and John Schaefer and Catherine and David Leck of Liberty. The last member of the homecoming court to enter the field is Miss Poca Dots 2022. Welcome back to Betty Hughes, who is the daughter of Samantha and Michael Hughes of Poca. Betty is going to Marshall University and majoring in biochemistry and plans to continue her education in medical or aerospace research. She's involved in many activities, including Alpha Chi Sigma Chemistry Honorary, Student Government, and Marshall Stampede. Outside of school, Betty likes to spend time with her friends and family, reading, drawing, and finding new ways to learn. Betty's escort this evening is William Frazier. Williams is the son of William and Dorothy Frazier of Ranger, West Virginia. Many thanks to the Poca High School Alumni Association for their generosity in providing the flowers for the Miss Poca Dot candidates, attendants, and escorts this evening. A special thank you also to Walker's Flower Basket. Now, the highly anticipated coronation of the new Miss Poca Dot is about to take place. From among the 4 senior candidates, 1 senior will be crowned. As her last act as Miss Poca Dot for 2022, Betty will now crown the new queen, recently elected by Poca High's student body. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Poca Dots for 2023 is Miss Olivia Wheeler. These coronations mark the end of another year of homecoming festivities. Thank you for coming and supporting Poca High School.
At Dutch Miller Jeep of South Charleston, we're the #1 Jeep dealer in the entire state of West Virginia because we believe in treating our customers like family. That's why you get the best deal right up front with friends and family pricing. It's our way of saying thanks for allowing us to be a part of your community.
It's Jeep season at Dutch Miller Jeep of South Charleston, and for a limited time, get up to 10% off MSRP on any brand new 2023 Compass.
Text or chat now and even get pre-approved at DutchMillerJeep.com.
In an ever-changing world, one thing you can always count on is Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Hurricane. You know, Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. There are no gimmicks or games at Walker, just honest, fair deals, and their method is so straightforward it may shock you. Friendly service and a huge selection of inventory with more arriving daily. When you're ready for your next vehicle, take the short 20-minute drive from Charleston or Huntington to Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, just off the Hurricane exit of I-64. Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, making friends one deal at a time.
Hi, it's Tony Caridi. You know, our West Virginia military veterans are the last ones to ask for handouts, yet many of them are hungry. I invite you to watch a video that shows an amazing monthly program that helps feed our veterans in Beckley and Clarksburg. Huntington Bank and other partners would like to expand this program to other areas of our state, and we'd love for you to help. Watch the video at wvenriched.com. That's wvenriched.com.
Hi, this is JJ Roberts from Huntington, and when I'm back home, you will find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that thundering herd pride at your local Parmar stores. We are over 200 stores strong and growing. Download the Parmar app for even more savings and sign up for the Parmar Rewards Card. Whether it's food, gas, or groceries, we have you covered. We are Marshall, and we are Parmar stores.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Serving the area one truck at a time for over 60 years. Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling is in your neighborhood each and every day, working to keep your family cool and comfortable. With the dog days of summer ahead and fall right around the corner, it's time to schedule your home HVAC system tune-up and preventive maintenance. Right now, we're offering 0% financing on a new Rheem home system and includes a 10-year worry-free warranty. Remember, Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call or visit us online today to schedule your appointment at mullenplumbing.com.
At Glenville State University, you can discover friends to last a lifetime, professors who broaden your perspective, and the skills and education for future success in a small town environment. At Glenville State University, you can become a pioneer.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no niggas who wonder, got a finger run up in on a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare. I'm aligned with the one about the cage. Honey.
No plan? No problem. Just wing it, and we'll do the rest. Plump and juicy? You got it. Fried to perfection? Always. Sauced and tossed, or naked if you prefer. It's always your choice at Geno's. Whether it's a 6 or 10 piece of our famous original wings, or our tasty traditional wings, or a 10-ounce portion of our tender boneless wings, we'll leave your mouth watering for more. We promise we won't wing it, but you should. Geno's Pizza and Spaghetti House. Just wing it.
Are you a die-hard Mountaineer fan? Then you need to check out the award-winning Touchdown City show. Tune in as Anthony Lewis, Derek Bailey, Michael Sussman, and WVU legend Avon Coburn break down every thrilling play, every heart-pounding moment, and every victory that leaves you on the edge of your seat. Whether you bleed gold and blue or love great football discussions, the Touchdown City show has you covered. Find the Touchdown City show on your local radio station or visit touchdowncity.com for a list of radio affiliates and links to your favorite podcast platform. For the best coverage and all things Mountaineer football, check out the Touchdown City show.
Are you ready to unlock a future filled with remarkable pay, unbeatable benefits, and unparalleled satisfaction? Imagine embarking on a journey that offers you a college-level education without the weight of debt, all while earning a steady income. Look no further than the West Virginia Building and Construction Trades Apprenticeship Programs. Join us, and together, let's build a future that's brighter and stronger. Go to actwv.org to apply today. The West Virginia Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged.
Halftime here at OO White Stadium after the homecoming festivities wrapped up. Congratulations to Miss Poca Dot, Olivia Wheeler. Always great being around for homecoming festivities, and at the half of this homecoming matchup, the home team Dots lead 14-7 over the visiting Sissonville Indians. Poca started out the lead less than 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Preston Bonnet ran it in from 11 yards out to give him the 7-0 lead. Then he got on the board again, first play of the second quarter. Takes it in from just 4 yards out. And just when we thought we might have a 14-0 first half, the Indians finally got the offense going on the final drive for them in the first half. Ethan Taylor runs it in from 5 yards out to make it 14-7. So a good game so far. Both of these teams still really kind of feeling each other out in the first half. We'll see what adjustments are made in the locker room here at halftime for the start of the second half and see which team can come away with the victory tonight. The Indians still searching for win number 1 on the season, 0-5 coming into tonight's game. The Dots trying to get to 500 on the year, improve to 3-3. And Will, you got a couple of stats from the first half of action, again with the Dots leading at half of homecoming 14-7 over the Indians from Sissonville.
Yeah, as we talked about coming into this Preston Bonnet, really the lifeblood of this Poca offense so far. 14 carries for 102 yards in both of those touchdowns, plus he had a shovel pass for another 12 yards. So huge part of their offense so far. Cook has been kind of hit and miss so far, 3 of 6 for 25 yards and an interception. They've gotten Jones involved too, a little bit out of the backfield, 3 carries for 32 yards. He had a really impressive one that almost resulted in a touchdown, but it was called back. Several impressive plays from Poca. Impressive looking have been called back in this game, especially due to holding. And on Sissonville's side, not quite the same level of production, although Ethan Taylor, 8 carries, 32 yards, and that touchdown right there at the end of the half. And Maddox Ballog, the starting quarterback, with Taylor being more of the Wildcat power guy. Ballog has completed 5 of his 8 attempts for 37 yards and an interception. And Jake Wiseman really getting involved in the passing game already with 4 catches.
Let's take a look at some scores from across the state, and we'll start off in AA. as we're here in our homecoming matchup, Poca and Sissonville. Dots lead 14-7 there. Bluefield leads Independence in the second quarter, 26-7. North Marion trails Fairmont Senior on the road. Fairmont Senior with a 7-point lead in the second quarter, 21-7 in a matchup of top 10 teams. Another matchup of top 5 teams here. It's Mingo Central and Scott, a battle of unbeatens. The Skyhawks homecoming tonight, leading by 15 in the second quarter, 29-14. Then Kaiser and Weir, a pair of teams in the top 16 playoff standings right now. Weir leads at home over Kaiser, 29-14 at the half. Herbert Hoover seems like it's finally getting things going after a sluggish start to the year. The Huskies up 28-3 over Chapmanville in a top 14 matchup. Huskies with the lead there at the half. And Clay County leads 14-0 over Logan in the second quarter. And let's quickly jump over to Class AAA. Martinsburg leads Musselman at the half by a touchdown, 7-0. The Bulldogs with the lead over the Applemen there. Woodrow Wilson has blown out Preston tonight. The 9th-ranked Flying Eagles win 50-13 your final score. Wheeling Park leading number 1 Morgantown in the third quarter, as Wheeling Park leads 13-0 there in the second half of that contest. The Mohegans, number 1 and undefeated in Class AAA. Capital Midland leads over Capital 43-0 in that one in the first half. And Huntington leads Riverside 56-0 in the first half as well. Another interesting score, George Washington on the road against number 6 Parkersburg. Big Red trail at the half, though, 9-3 against the Patriots. So we get ready for the start of the second half between Poca and Sissonville. Again, homecoming night here at Poca High School. Been a great evening for it as get ready to start the second half. Temperature right around 70 degrees. It certainly has cooled down quite a bit, though the humidity's dropped off a lot since we began tonight's thing. At least it, certainly feels a lot better than it did. And the degree and the temperature really hasn't changed all that much since we kicked off tonight's game.
Let's see if Sissonville can keep it going after finally finding the way onto the board in the last minute of that first half. Opportunity here getting the ball to start off to maintain the momentum through.
Indians with a chance for a 2-for-1 opportunity. Get the football to start the second half after scoring to end the first half. Wiseman will return it from the 10. Faked the handoff on the reverse and brought it up across the 25-yard line. About a 17-yard return, depending on where they spot him. Looks like they are going to give him the 27. So, yeah, about a 17-yard return there. And, Will, again, it's not like the Indians were totally unable to move the football in the first half. Had a couple of drives where they did have momentum going, but lost 2 of those drives over to the Dots defense, had an interception and a turnover on downs.
It's like we said, a lot of penalties so far this one that have really been sapping the energy out of basically every drive that we've had.
Baylog throwing down the far sideline. Passes overthrown, intended for Nate Young. Nice play draw up there. They showed the fake wide receiver screen to Jake Wiseman over on the far side of the field. He jumped in the air, threw his hands up as if he was going to get a screen pass, and then they heaved it down the field looking for Nate Young. Pass was overthrown, though. But still a great play design. I like to see him taking a shot there out of the gate. But the incompletion will bring up second down now, and 10 from the 27. Snap comes back to Ethan Taylor. He'll hand off to Michael Taylor, and he tries to fight his way forward to pick up some positive yardage, but he's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage at the 27. So that will bring up third down and 10 on the way for the Indians offense to start this second half. Well, correction, they're going to give him a yard up to the 28. So 3rd and 9 on the way for the Indians.
So after hitting with the fake screen, maybe a real screen here to Wiseman, try to pick up this yardage.
Along in the backfield, Evan Taylor goes in motion from near side to far side. Throw back toward the near side, trying to find Ethan Taylor, and the pass is incomplete off of Taylor's shoulder pads. Fighting for positioning there with Spencer Jones, the cornerback for the Dot defense. Pass was underthrown, and Taylor made a great effort to try to fight back to that football, but the incompletion will bring up 4th and 9, and the Indians are going to have to punt things away to start the second half.
Good job by Poca to go ahead and force a 3-and-out right here at the top and get the ball back for their offense. Try to get some momentum back themselves after they had a lot more success, kind of on average, getting the ball down the field and had those 2 touchdowns early.
Taylor just gets away. Bonnet muffs the punt. Ball's on the ground. Who comes up with it? Indians say they have it. Dots say they do, of course, but Bonnet comes up dejected from the pile, and it's Indian football. Preston Bonnet tried to run underneath it and field it in his breadbasket, and it just went right through his arms and bounced onto the turf. Great job by the Indians to pounce on that football and give Sissonville a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 now from their own 42.
And that's the second time that Bonnet's struggled to recover a kick. First time he did a much better job and got some yardage out, but this time just able to retain it. And Sissonville basically gets as if they had gotten a first down on their last drive, basically same area of the field they would have been in.
Ethan Taylor going to keep it himself on a designed run, and he'll pick up a yard, maybe 2, out of this Wildcat-style offense now.
Wiseman did a fantastic job basically lead blocking for him there. That's the only reason he was able to get that yard, and I wasn't stopped in the backfield is Wiseman doing a great job of leading the way forward and trying to get guys away to give him just enough of a crease to turn it into a positive yardage.
Taylor a little hobbled up there. Going to try to tough it out and stay out on the field. They are going to, looks like it switched to Maddox Baylog in there at quarterback now. So he's looking at the wristband for the play call. So yes, they will make that change. Ethan Taylor will split out to the near side as the lone man. The bottom of the formation. Trips to the top of the formation for the Indians. 2nd and 9. Baylog drops back to throw, throws across the middle, looking for Young, and the pass is tipped and incomplete. Trying to stretch out and come up with the interception was Jake McClanahan.
Baylog's one of his last 6 for 2 yards and an interception in there, so passing game not really working for Sissonville right now. Well, they had some success with it in the second quarter, but after a flurry of completions, it's been tough sledding again.
A lot of those were short yardage completions that then turned into longer yards after the catch, because there were those short screen plays to Wiseman, and then he just turned up field and created yards after the catch. 3rd and 9 for the Indians here. Baylog dropped back under some heavy duress, and he's going to be wrapped up and sacked. A pack of Poca Dots get to Baylog for the sack, and that'll bring up 4th down. Thought he was going to be able to escape for a second, but it just closed in too quickly.
That's only the second sack so far for Poca, but just very well timed when they're on 3rd down, pushing him back even farther. Given the struggles that both teams really have had in the punting game, figures to set Poca up with decent field position if they can actually field it this time and not muff it and turn it over again.
Sack of 5. 6, so it'll be 4th and 15, and the Indians going to call timeout, talk things over here. 9:21 to go, 3rd quarter. Be back with more right after this on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media.
At Dutch Miller Jeep of South Charleston, we're the #1 Jeep dealer in the entire state of West Virginia because we believe in treating our customers like family. That's why you get the best deal right up front with friends and family pricing. It's our way of saying thanks for allowing us to be a part of your community.
It's Jeep season at Dutch Miller Jeep of South Charleston, and for a limited time, get up to 10% off MSRP on any brand new 2023 Compass.
Text or chat now and even get pre-approved at DutchMillerJeep.com.
4th down on the way for the Indians. They're calling the timeout. This time it is not Ethan Taylor back to punt. Can't quite tell who that number is, but that is definitely not Ethan Taylor. Punt is on the ground. It's Michael Taylor. Excuse me, the snap was on the ground. Ball was loose for just a second, but Taylor covers it up. And that'll be a turnover on downs, essentially, for the Indians. And the Dots will get the football for the first time in the second half in fantastic starting field position, just outside the red zone at the Indian 25. And what makes matters worse there, too, Will, is you just called a timeout there to get things right on that punt, and then the low snap happens, and you end up costing yourself even more yardage.
Yeah, long snappers sometimes overlooked. They can be very important. I'm not really sure why you make that change. Maybe because Taylor had been showing a little bit of signs of being banged up. Might have been why they didn't want him back there, but disaster for them and setting up Poca very well here.
Toss sweep for Bonnet to the near side. Bonnet spins his way through one tackle and still on his feet. Finally brought down inside the 15. At the 13-yard line, gain of 12 on first down for Preston Bonnet. Trying to make up for that muff punt just a few moments ago.
114 yards on the ground. Is Bonnet after kind of bogging down there late in the second quarter. But picking up another 12 there, putting his team halfway closer to the end zone than they were.
And the Indians finally figured it out how to stop him there toward the end of that first half, but a nice 12-yard run to start the second half. And a nice run here on 1st and 10 from the 13. As he's going to have another first down inside the 5. He'll be just shy of the goal line. But another great run for Preston Bonnet. They're going to mark him down to the 2-yard line, so a gain of 11 again. Cook going to take it himself, trying to stretch across those final 2 yards, and I think he's going to be short. Got at least a yard, I believe, but just didn't have enough to stretch across. Second and goal on the way for the Dots.
Yeah, Cook not the biggest quarterback back there, not necessarily the guy who's going to get a good, help generate the best push, get those extra couple inches.
He is 6'1", $165, but didn't use that full 6'1" frame to really stretch things across. And part of that is because of that front from the Indians. Did a great job of pinching the gap. Bonnet going to take it on a direct snap this time. Bonnet met at the edge, trying to hold him back, but unable to do so are the Indians as Bonnet gets in from 1 yard out. Touchdown Dots. Make it 20-7. Indians trail now.
Yeah, they just, they got that great field position, just handing it to Bonnet 3 times. 12-yard run, 12-yard run, and then 1 yard to punch it in there. Great job by their go-to guy to re-extend their lead out to 13, maybe 14 here if this PAT is converted.
Kevin Berry out for the PAT try. It's just 2 tries on the year. And make that 3 as that one's going to be blocked by the Indians. So 20-7 our score with 7:36 to go in the third quarter. Back with more right after this on High School Game Day.
In an ever-changing world, one thing you can always count on is Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Hurricane. You know, Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. There are no gimmicks or games at Walker, just honest, fair deals, and their method is so straightforward it may shock you. Friendly service and a huge selection of inventory with more arriving daily. When you're ready for your next vehicle, take the short 20-minute drive from Charleston or Huntington to Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, just off the Hurricane exit of I-64. Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, making friends one deal at a time.
Back here at O White Stadium, second half of homecoming for the Poca Dots.
Adam, I am knocking on wood right now. That's what all the people at home to know, but it's been a relatively clean second half so far, penalty-wise, for these teams so far. I think there's one penalty so far in the second half.
Just 2 possessions, though, really. I guess 3 technically because of the punt and then the muff punt. That is technically a possession. So I guess 2 possessions by each side so far. 4. Get my math right. Not known for math, people. But the easy math on the scoreboard there is the Dots lead by 13 after the mixed extra point. With a block by the Indians.
Yeah, a little bit of good luck there, good play there by Sissonville to block that extra point, make their comeback just a little bit easier if they can get the ball moving here.
And a low kick. It'll go out of bounds. An illegal procedure against the Dots. Sissonville will have good field position to start this next drive. Unless they make Poca kick off again here.
Which they have already in this game, so doesn't look like they are.
Yeah, it looks like this time they're just going to take the result of the penalty.
Because last time when they chose to accept the penalty and have them re-kick it, it was very late in the quarter, with the idea being if you can set yourself up real well, you might have time to score. So this time, plenty of time on the clock, no reason to risk it. Might as well just take the good field position and see what you can do.
So getting balls swapped out for the Indians offense. Get that Poca ball back over to the near sideline, and then we're going to start up this next drive for the Indians. 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line, trailing by 13. About halfway, well, a little less than halfway, rather, through this third quarter. Handoff goes to Michael Taylor, breaks out a one-arm tackle, still on his feet, chugging forward, across the 40, and has a nice gain there on first down. Should be about 5 yards on the opening handoff there to Michael Taylor.
So far, 4 carries for 14 yards from Michael Taylor. Good second option. Well, I guess him and Cox kind of tied for the second option behind Taylor, running his Wildcat power sets.
And it looks like Ethan Taylor is all right back in there at quarterback. Hands off to Michael Taylor, and he is stonewalled at the line of scrimmage by the Dot defense. Spencer, Paul, as well as Snyder in to make the stop for the Dot defense. And they're going to stop him actually for a loss of 1 back at the 39. Bring up 3rd and 6 for this Sissonville offense. Got bailed out a couple of plays ago after the muff punt by Preston Bonnet, but then had ill fortune of their own on a punt just 4 plays later where Michael Taylor had to cover it up. The Indians defense then couldn't stop Poca from going in to score, and that's how we stand at 20-7. Throw over to the far side of the field, hung in the air for what felt like an eternity, but it was completed over to Jake Wiseman. Should have been enough for the first down, and then flag comes down at the end of the play. And I think that's because Wiseman's forward progress had easily been stopped there, Will, but the Poca defense kept continuing to drive him backward and ultimately down to the ground. I think this is going to be against the Dots. We're going to get the ruling from Fred McPherson here in just a moment.
Yeah, everybody wants to get on the play, but he was clearly just backpedaling, trying to not fall over. There towards the end of it. So penalty there, personal foul on Poca, back them up. And they already earned themselves a first down, so now a good chunk extra put them well into the Dots territory.
Yeah, they're going to tack on the yardage to that completion to Wiseman. So now they're going to go from their own side of the field well into Dot territory, as Will was saying, inside the 40 to the 39, yeah, is what it appears. They're going to spot the ball. Well, they're still trying to figure it out. There we go, the 39-yard line. So now what do the Indians do with this gift of a first down after the completion and the penalty yardage? Handoff goes to Michael Taylor. Breaks out a one-arm tackle, still on his feet. Another pack of Dots get to him, but they pull him forward for extra yardage. He gets down inside the 35, down to the 34, and that should be another 5-yard gain there for Michael Taylor.
And so far, I think this might be Sissonville's best sustained drive. They've had their scoring drive, obviously, but they've had a lot of drives that had, maybe 1 or 2 first downs and with an interception. Still, haven't gotten anything out of this one yet, but doing a good job of sustaining a drive, getting multiple first downs, which is so important for a team that's really trying to get together still like they are.
Handoff goes to Michael Taylor off the left side, and he is ridden down to the ground by Hayden Thompson. And he's going to be brought down close to the first down, maybe a yard or 2 shy, depending on where they spot him in his forward progress.
There's a flag out there,
31, too. Yeah, and there is a flag down at the 31-yard line as well, is where his progress was stopped. So back to Fred McPherson we go. And a face mask on the dot, so tack on more yardage to another nice gain for the Indians.
To be fair, it's easy to sustain a drive when your opponents just keep giving you 15-yard chunks at a time for different fouls. So they'll take it. Got at least 13 points to make up in this one. So they'll take every bit of free yardage that the Dots are willing to give them.
1st and 10 from the Dot 16 for the Indians, trying to cut the deficit in half. Down 13. Actually, could be a little more than half if they get the PAT try with a touchdown. A nice fake there on the run by Ethan Taylor. Taylor still on his feet, stretching for the pylon. Does he get across the goal line? Yes, he does. Touchdown, Sissonville. Ethan Taylor with a great job. They've been running that a couple of times, Will, where they fake the handoff, pump fake, and then he's just been tucking it almost every time, and that time had a nice lane to get toward the outside, get outside the numbers, and then just made that extra effort once he met contact to get into the end zone for the score. His second one of the night.
And just a great job to cash in another drive that really the Dots gave them good chunks of yardage on, but just tough play by a guy that they took out of the starting quarterback role necessarily, but still is a great player who they want to get the ball into his hands in a variety of ways, and right there was an impressive showing of that.
Kick is up and good. Dots lead cut to just 6 after a 16-yard touchdown run by Ethan Taylor. Indians make it 20-14 here in the third quarter. We're back with more right after this.
Hi, it's Tony Caridi. Our West Virginia military veterans are the last ones to ask for handouts, yet many of them are hungry. I invite you to watch a video that shows an amazing monthly program that helps feed our veterans in Beckley and Clarksburg. Huntington Bank and other partners would like to expand this program to other areas of our state, and we'd love for you to help. Watch the video at wvenriched.com. That's wvenriched.com.
Mention that the Thundering Herd has homecoming tomorrow, but the Mountaineers are on the road taking on the TCU Horned Frogs in Fort Worth. That is tomorrow. Check out Touchdown City Show for post-game analysis and commentary. If you're a Mountaineer fan, check out touchdowncity.com for more details. Mountaineers trying to get back-to-back wins over teams from Texas after a win last week against the Texas Tech Red Raiders. An ugly win, but a win nonetheless for the Mountaineers. A high kickoff. Nice job over on that far side. Skying for it was Landon Coleman. He makes the grab on that high kickoff as the Indians were trying to catch the Dots off guard. But a great job there by him. The junior makes the grab and maintains the possession for the Dots, so the offense can come out on the field and try and extend this lead back up.
Yeah, now the onus is really on this Sissonville defense. Their offense has finally found a little bit of its footing, but last time out, Preston Brown averaged about 8 yards of carry on his way to the end zone with a short field. So can you slow down this running attack and give your ball back to your offense so they can keep building what they've been able to do so far?
Cook tosses it out to Bonnet. Bonnet met in the backfield initially. First guy couldn't bring him down, but finally wrapping him up and taking him to the ground there is number 55, Nick Slate. Michael Taylor was the man who met him first, but Slate's the man who ultimately brings him down and stops him for no gain. Actually, going to give him a loss of 1, I believe. Two, loss of 2. Sorry. Back to the 42-yard line. 2nd and 12 for the Dots. Cook takes the snap, hands off to Bonnet. Bonnet started to go up the middle, bounce it back to the outside, and Bonnet strung out once again by this Sissonville defense. And once more, it's 55 Nick Slate. Double Nichols coming in to make that initial contact and allow the rest of his teammates to get to him to hold him to a 2-yard gain, but he gets back to just the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10 on the way for the Dot offense.
Very crucial down here for Sissonville. It'll be huge for them to get their guys back the ball the way both teams have really been punting. Probably get some decent field position out of it. You can force them to punt from here.
Bradley and Petrie, the receivers to the near side of the formation. Up top, McClanahan and Bonnet spreads out. Snap comes back to Cook. Has some time, throws across the middle, complete to Bonnet. Bonnet has the first down and then some. Inside the 30, inside the 20, to the 10. He's got one man to get to the pylon, and he's in. Touchdown, Dots. From 56 yards out. Had it from the 44-yard line. And he turned it upfield. Probably another 40 yards after the catch. And races for another Dot score with 3:27 to go here in the third quarter.
And Adam, there's still a lot of time left, but if the Dots pull out this win at home, I just can't imagine anyone's going to unseat Preston Bonnet for player of the game. Definitely an early favorite. Just every time he touches the ball, just incredible. So far, 21 touches, nearly 200 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
Kick is up and is no good again. Not blocked this time, but no good from Gavin Berry. So 26-14 our score in the third quarter. Dots with the lead as Preston Bonnet has gotten all 4 touchdowns tonight for the Dots offense. 3 of them on the ground, and then that 56-yarder there just a moment ago. On the Indians defense. Now the Indians offense has to get itself going again and find pay dirt once more to try to keep pace with the Dots.
And they have to, it's not that they have to hurry, but time is slowly becoming a factor. Down here about a third of the fourth quarter left. Poca is a team that can has the ability to really hold on to the ball against you if they want to try to drain clock. So every possession matters from here on out, and Sissonville needs to try to find an explosive play like Poca just did to try to keep themselves in this and don't let it get away from them as we tick down towards the fourth quarter.
Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our Media Center crew. Happy to have you along with us here on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media. A gorgeous Friday night here in Poca, West Virginia for some high school football action. It's homecoming for the Dots, and the Indians trying to play spoiler, keeping it close, but the Dots just went back up 12 after that 56-yard catch by Preston Bonnet for the score.
And Adam, Sissonville's has tried to do a lot of setting up plays. Like you said on the touchdown, it was something that they've been running just a couple times to try to see if it works. They had the wide receiver screens, the wide receiver screen fake, so let's see if they try to go for something long here early in this set of downs.
Barry sends this one away. It'll be fielded at about the 13-yard line by Evan Taylor. Taylor up across the 30 is going to be stopped short of the 35, but a nice return for the Indians as they'll get the football 1st and 10 from their own 33-yard line. And time to find out what the Indians can respond with here. Took nearly the entire first half for Sissonville to get on the scoreboard. Ethan Taylor ran it in from 5 yards out for the first score for Sissonville. That made it 14-7 at the half. Then with 5:04 to go, Taylor gets it in again, this time from 16 yards out. That's the last time the Indians touched the football. Back with it now. 1st and 10 from their own 33. Man in motion is Wiseman. Throw comes out to him on the near side on a wide receiver screen. Wiseman breaks out of one tackle, still on his feet across the 45, and he's going to be brought down just shy of midfield. A nice run there after the catch by Jake Wiseman. Going to mark him down at the 48-yard line, a 15-yard pickup on first down for the Indians.
5 catches for 68 yards, and they're trying to find ways to get him involved like we saw right there. Just hit him with a good flare out and give your best receiver the ball in space, and he responded with a great drive starter, pushed him right there almost to midfield.
Near side hash on the 48 for the Indians. Wiseman starts his way in motion, and before the play gets off, a timeout taken by the Dots. Their first here in the second half. It comes with just over 2.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. We'll step aside for a quick break, and when we come back, we'll find out what happens on this upcoming 1st and 10 from near midfield for the Indians. Right after this on High School Gameday on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media.
Hi, this is JJ Roberts from Huntington, and when I'm back home, you will find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that thundering herd pride at your local Parmar stores. We are over 200 stores strong and growing. Download the Parmar app for even more savings and sign up for the Parmar Rewards Card. Whether it's food, gas, or groceries, we have you covered. We are Marshall, and we are Parmar stores.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Again, a gorgeous night here in Poca, West Virginia for homecoming festivities at Poca High School. It's the Sissonville Indians against the Poca Dots in week number 6 of high school football action in West Virginia. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our Media Center crew, thrilled to have you along with us here this evening. After the timeout by the Dots, they wanted to talk things over after that 15-yard gashing catch by Jake Wiseman. Now 1st and 10 after that catch. Wiseman goes in motion. Handoff goes up the middle to Michael Taylor. Taylor going to be stopped after a short yard gain. Quickly wrapping him up and bringing him down is the senior Hayden Thompson.
And right there they even used just the threat of Wiseman to try to create some opportunity for them up the middle by setting in motion right after play with him in motion got a 15-yard gain. So, when you have someone like that, we've talked about it a couple times that the defense is forced to pay attention to. Sometimes you don't necessarily have to get it to him for him to impact the play.
2nd and 9, handoff goes to Taylor again. Michael Taylor fights his way into Dot territory, picks up a couple of yards there, and will set the Indians up 3rd and medium here to go now. As he will get down to the 48 of the Dots. Pickup of 3. 3rd and 6 upcoming for Sissonville.
Taylor 9 carries for 29 yards so far. Not necessarily the most efficient runner, but getting tough yards up the middle fairly consistently.
So what do the Indians draw up here on 3rd and medium? Ethan and Evan Taylor split out to the top of the formation. To the bottom, it's Wiseman and Nate Young. Taylor rolls to his left and tries to avoid the hit, but can't do so. Wrapping him up and stopping his progress is Jacob Paul. Paul with the sack back to the Sissonville 45-yard line. That's a loss of 7 on the play.
And that's his 2nd sack of the day. Had one in the first half as well. Just a great player for them. Also on offense, he's doing a lot of the lead blocking out there. It's kind of a fullback, H-back type role, so a guy who's really making an impact on the offense and defensive side and will not necessarily get his name called every time.
Yeah, he's been filling the role of Mitchell Heinrichs tonight, who's kind of a tight end blocker, H-back, however you want to describe him. Just does what the Dots need of him. He is not dressed for tonight, so Jacob Paul been playing that role exceptionally well, as Will mentioned, on those lead blocks. Hasn't gotten his name called much offensively, obviously hadn't touched the ball, but has been doing a great job as that lead blocker for Preston Bonnet and for Brad Jones so far this evening. The punt went out of bounds, a short punt. Sticks don't move very far as it'll set up for the Dots 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line. 30 seconds or so to go in this third quarter. Dots with a 12-point lead. McClanahan goes in motion, fake the handoff to him, goes to Brad Jones, back the other way. Jones with a nice burst of speed as he turned around the corner, has the first down and then some. Jones down to the 43-yard line. $13 yards on that run.
Averaging 11 yards per carry. Jones has not gotten a ton of opportunities in this, like we said, when they have such a superstar in Preston Bonnet, but already 4 carries, 44 yards. So
on his last 3 have been double digits. 1st and 10 for the Dots. McClanahan goes in motion. Handoff goes to the tailback, Jones. Jones still on his feet, fighting his way forward inside the 40, and finally ripped down. Ball ripped out of his hands, but I think they're going to say his forward progress was stopped at the 35-yard line. Ripping that out of his mitts is T.C. Walker. But again, they say his forward progress was stopped at the 35-yard line, and that should be the final play of the third quarter. Yes, it is. They'll flip ends of the field, throw a fresh 12 up on the scoreboard, and when we come back, we'll have fourth quarter action for you where it's Poca 26, Sissonville 14. We're back for the final quarter of action right after this on High School Game Day. The Dots lead the Indians by 12 as we get ready to start the fourth quarter of action. We'll flip ends of the field. Second down on the way for the Dots. After a nice couple of runs by Brad Jones on this drive.
And Jones only a sophomore, and Bonnet only a junior, so a lot of young talent on this Poca team, which has kind of been building themselves back after some heyday years, kind of when the
Payne brothers,
current Marshall players, Ethan and Toby Payne, were here.
And they're having success at Marshall right now, undefeated so far this year. Homecoming for them tomorrow. Otherwise, if they had the bye week this week, I'm sure they would have been here. Again, it's a short drive from Huntington here to Poca. It's a first down for the Dots. Chains keep moving.
$20 carries now for Bonnet, 133 yards, and those 3 touchdowns.
Adds a touchdown in the air as well with a 56-yard grab the last time the Dots scored. Ball ping-ponged around there a couple of times, still loose after Bonnet tried to throw it back to Peyton Cook. Ball on the ground again, and who comes up with it? I think it might be the Indians. Yes, it is.
And that was a busted play several times over.
Yeah, talk about ping-ponging. It bounced off of 3 different Poca Dot players.
I think
they tried to go on a reverse. Yeah,
they somehow did get to Bonnet originally. Gave it back to him. He tries to make a play to pitch back to his quarterback. Doesn't make the most accurate pitch in the world. Just another opportunity here for Sissonville. I mean, they've been. You can't say luck hasn't been at least even in this one. Sissonville's had a couple opportunities. Now they just need to put it together again and march it down.
I was going to say the question is what do the Indians do with this gift? Unable to take advantage of the last turnover that they got away from the Dots. We'll find out what they do here. 1st and 10 from their own 40. Wiseman goes in motion from near to far. Dropping back to throw. Aaron it looking for Ethan Taylor, and it's intercepted. This time coming up with the pick for the Dot defense is Jack McClanahan. He should have had one in the first half. It was negated due to a penalty, and he gets one here in the fourth quarter.
There's another momentum swing right back to Poca. Roll their offense back out there as if they had kind of a bad penalty is all what pushed them back. So just another time to put this offense out here that, as we said, Adam, is definitely built to grind out some clock and grind out some yardage. with their duo, good good running backs. And while Bonnet's in there right now, Jones has only had probably 6 carries. He had one big one negated. So relatively fresh if they need some fresh legs out there to try to finish the job.
1st and 10 from their own 38. Handoff goes to Bonnet on the near side. Bonnet bounces it back out inside the numbers. Still on his feet across midfield. Finally forced out of bounds near the 45 by T.C. Walker. But not before Bonnet has another first down gain on first down, as he is forced out of bounds at the Sissonville 47-yard line.
17-yard gain. Puts him at an even 150.
Coming into the game, Preston Bonnet had 731 yards on the ground. Will unofficially with 150 yards for him.
Total yardage way above 200.
And he should be at over 1,000 total yards of offense for the Dots this year. Came in at 934, and again, we've got him at just 150 rushing. So add in another 56-yard touchdown reception, and he should be at over 1,000 yards for the season in total offense.
His first catch there in the first quarter, so tack on another 12. So just piling it up here with the touches and the 23 touches, over 200 total yards, just putting on a show. Like I said, if Poca comes out on top, I'm not really sure what the referee has to say.
Yeah, something I believe is up with the game clock, trying to get that reset. It had run off farther than it should have. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Dots with 11:03 to go in the fourth quarter. A 12-point lead for Poca on their homecoming. Trying to put a happy ending together for the Dot faithful on homecoming night. Handoff goes to Bonnet. Bonnet gets a nice block initially off the outside edge, but had that block had been held a little bit longer, Rome Bragg had a nice edge set for him, but I think just shucked his defender a little too early, and then he met Bonnet, and then Bonnet was stopped at the 45-yard line. There is a flag on the play. Get the ruling on that now. And that'll back the Dots up. Backs them up to their own 43-yard line. 1st and 20 for the Dots. Cook hands off to Bonnet off the right side. Bonnet cuts back to the middle of the field, breaks out of one tackle, still on his feet inside the 35 and slung down to the ground. Nice run there by Preston Bonnet on 1st and 20. Goes from his own 38 all the way down inside the the Sissonville 35 to the 33. $34 yards on that run for Bonnet. He'll take a quick step over to the sideline as in comes Brad Jones, who gets the handoff here on 1st and 10. Jones right up the gut, rumbles his way for a first down. Down inside the 20 to the 19. Another long run there by a Dot ball carrier. Again, this time it's Brad Jones, the sophomore, on the carry. First and 10 from the 19 for the Dots. Trying to add to their 12-point lead here. Hook in the shotgun. Turns, hands off to Jones. Jones goes to the right side. Trying to get into the second level, and he is going to be cut down by Nick Slate for the Sissonville defense. Short gain by Brad Jones will set up 2nd and 7.
Jones 7 carries, 72 yards. Just keeps playing very efficiently with the ball in his hands.
Nearly a quarter way through the fourth quarter. Poca leads by 12. Handoff goes to Jones. Broke out of a couple of tackles and finally upended inside the 10. That's another first down run for the Dots. Sets Poca up 1st and goal now. First and goal from the 8 for Poca.
That'll give the Dots another first down.
Bradley split out wide to the top of the formation. Snap comes back, handoff goes to Jones. Jones fighting toward the end zone, and is he in? Yes, he is! Touchdown, Poca. Brad Jones fights his way for an 8-yard touchdown run. And for the first time tonight for the Dots, somebody other than Preston Bonnet finds his way into the end zone. It's the sophomore, Brad Jones, his 5th rushing touchdown of the season.
And Jones deserves it. I mean, he's, like I said, just very efficient when his name has been called this during the game, playing as the second running back in that system and just doing a fantastic job when he gets the opportunity.
PAT try on the way from Gavin Berry. He's missed his last 2. This one is up and is off the upright on the right side. The doink off the upright keeps the score 32-14 in favor of the Dots. Step aside for a quick break with 8:35 to go in the 4th quarter. We're back with more right after this on High School Game Day.
Serving the area one truck at a time for over 60 years. Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling is in your neighborhood each and every day, working to keep your family cool and comfortable. With the dog days of summer ahead and fall right around the corner, it's time to schedule your home HVAC system tune-up and preventive maintenance. Right now, we're offering 0% financing on a new Rheem home system and includes a 10-year worry-free warranty. Remember, Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call or visit us online today to schedule your appointment at mullenplumbing.com.
Poca leads 32-14. It's an 18-point advantage for the Poca Dots, who have missed their last 3 PAT tries. This one comes after an 8-yard touchdown run from the sophomore Brad Jones, his 5th on the ground this season. And he's been a nice compliment so far in tonight's game to their junior captain, Preston Bonnet, the multi-tool player for them. The 2 of them have really, again, we've mentioned it a couple times, been a nice 1-2 punch in the backfield for the Dots this evening, Will.
Yeah, definitely. So far between them, 31 carries for well over 250 yards and 5 touchdowns, or 4 touchdowns on the ground, excuse me. So, just a fantastic 1-2 punch. Like I said, Bonnet's a junior and Jones is a sophomore, so very encouraging stuff out here for Poca, not only just for the rest of the season and they try to get a playoff spot secured, but for the future as well.
Barry's kickoff is away. It'll bounce and then be fielded on the near side by Evan Taylor, and Taylor quickly met after he tried to make his way upfield just across the 20.
Probably one of the better jobs we've seen from a kick coverage team so far in this one. We've had a couple.
And one of
mostly
the
they've either
kicks,
gone.
Yeah, I would say one of the few kicks we've seen not go out of bounds. There is a Poca player down on the near side of the field, so while they tend to him, we will step aside for a quick break. A little more than 8.5 to go, or about 8.5 rather, to go here in the 4th quarter. We're back with more right after this.
At Glenville State University, you can discover friends to last a lifetime, professors who broaden your perspective, and the skills and education for future success in a small town environment. At Glenville State University, you can become a pioneer.
Back here at Poca High School, O.O. White Stadium. Great night for homecoming festivities, as it has gotten a bit cooler here in Poca. Humidity certainly dropped down. That's helped out quite a bit. A great one so far. Sissonville trying to cut the deficit, though. Now down 18. Handoff goes up the middle. Bounce it off to the left side, and good carry there on first down for the Indians from Michael Taylor. Another slow getting up there for the Dots, and now they're going to set him back down on the ground, and he'll be seen to. That is number 73, Hayden Thompson. He is going to have the medical staff come over from the near side and see to him with the clock stopped at about 8 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. Poca leads by 18, 32-14. And if you're watching this game right now on your computer, you'd rather be watching our broadcasts on your big screen TV or take it with you on the go on your iPhone, your iPad, your tablets, however, your Kindle even, however you choose to watch your programming on the go, just download the HD Media Plus app and you'll get access to all of our video content and live streams for free. The HD Media Plus app available on all Apple, iOS, or Android platforms, Roku TV, or Amazon Fire Stick. And as our high school game day broadcasts continue next week, week 7 of the high school football season in West Virginia, our games will feature Winfield at Poca, here at Poca, a big rivalry game between those two Putnam County schools next week. Buffalo at Nitro, and we'll also have Capital at Riverside. You can watch all the action on that HD Media Plus app or visit the Gazette Mail or Herald Dispatch websites for links to those games. Great to see Thompson get up off the grass there and start making his way over to the near sideline under his own power. Senior big man there has played a big role in the Dots' success offensively this evening, and he's been a big part of the defensive effort as well, helping extend some of these plays out a bit to limit the Sissonville offense. Just over 8 to go in the fourth quarter. Ethan Taylor in at quarterback. Will hand off to Michael Taylor up the middle. Taylor fights his way for a first down for the Indians. Should have enough and then some. And they are going to move the sticks. It is a first down run for Michael Taylor. First and 10 for the Indians from their own 32-yard line. Baylog back in at quarterback. Rolls to his right, throws down the near side of the field, looking for Nate Young, and the pass is incomplete. And on coverage, Spencer Jones and Jack McClanahan there. That incompletion will bring up 2nd and 10 now for the Indians, and it'll stop the clock. Just under 7.5 to go. So 32-14, Dots with the lead. 2nd and 10 for the Indians on the way. Wiseman having a quick word with Baylong before he comes and gets set on the line. And now we'll come back to the near side. Bottom man on the formation. Snap comes back. Throw across the middle of the field looking for Nate Young, and pass is incomplete. And a flag comes in from the near side. And the hit there was laid by the Dots' Colton Dunbar, the strong safety. I thought it looked clean. But I don't wear zebra stripes, folks. I didn't see him lower his head, the crown of his head. I thought it was a shoulder pad hit. But again, we don't wear zebra stripes. We do have stripes on, though, just not zebra stripes. So they're going to get personal foul and necessary roughness on Colton Dunbar, and that'll be free 15 yards for the Indians and keep the drive alive. 1st and 10 from their own 48 now. Down 3 touchdowns. Time starting to tick away. The Indians need to move relatively quickly. Pass across the middle is incomplete. Looking for Evan Taylor, and Dot defense forces the incompletion there. So 2nd and 10 on the way from the Sissonville 48.
Another flag,
and there's a flag, in the backfield there coming. So we'll go to Fred McPherson for the call. And now roughing the passer penalty called against the Dot defense. So back-to-back penalties against the Dots. And that will put the Indians 1st and 10 from the Dot 37-yard line. 15-yard penalties, back-to-back plays. And now what do the Indians do with this fresh 1st down? 2 receivers to the top of the formation. Man comes in motion, fake the handoff to him. Ethan Taylor keeps it himself, trying to stretch the play out, and he'll pick up a couple of yards down to the 35. Dot defense stretched that out as long as they could and hold him to just 2 yards.
11 carries, 52 yards in this one for Taylor. Really the driving force behind their offense is his legs so far.
He has both touchdowns for the Indians tonight. First one came from 5 yards out, the second one from 16. But since the 5:04 mark of the 3rd quarter, the Indians have been held off the scoreboard. Snap comes back to Baylog. Throws across the middle of the field looking for Young, and it's intercepted by McClanahan. His 2nd interception of the night. McClanahan with a run back here across the 25 up to the 30. Going to cut back outside the numbers again and forced down just across the 40. And a late flag comes in again. Interception should stand as the flag came in well at the end of the play. So McClanahan with a return up to the 41, 42-yard line as of right now. And we'll wait to find out the penalty here from our referee, Fred McPherson. I feel like I've said that a lot tonight.
Oh, you have.
Well, here is that call now.
Well,
so it's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct against the Dots, but after the return. So they will mark 15 off from where McClanahan brought the football back. And that will spot it down at the 26-yard line. So he did get it up to the 41 on the return, but the 15 yards after, I think they said he spiked the football after he was tackled and on the return. But it is Dot football with 6:15 to go. So Sissonville unable to do anything with those 2 15-yard penalties against that Dot defense. And Bonnet met as he crosses the 30-yard line, a 4-yard gain. Set up 2nd and 6. Indian defense has got to figure out a way to get a stop here. Stop would be crucial in the Indians' efforts to come back and win this game. Down 18 with under 6 minutes to go.
Very real chance that Bonnet could pass 200 yards on the ground alone on this drive.
2nd and 6, Bonnet in the backfield with Cook in the shotgun. Cook takes a snap, hands off to Bonnet. Bonnet bounces it out on the right side, and it's quickly bottled up. Gain of maybe 2 yards if he's lucky. And they are going to say he was a little bit lucky there. Gets 2 yards. That extra effort gave him the extra half yard. 3rd and short for the Dots now. 3 to go. With now under 5 minutes to go in the contest. And, Will, this is where we talk about the Dots with their ability to just milk time off the clock while still gashing you for yardage. 3rd and 3 on the way.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think Poca has any intention of turning this ball back over to Sissonville unless it's after another score.
Bonnet with a first down run was met initially behind the first down marker to gain, but that extra effort, as soon as he meets first contact, it's almost as if his legs hit a second gear. He kept those legs moving and pulled that defender's arm tackle forward and picked up some extra yards up to the 40-yard line.
And as he goes to the bench right now, by my count, 25 carries, 199 yards on the ground with 3 touchdowns, and then 2 catches for 68 yards and a touchdown. So just crazy how involved and how well he's been running and catching the ball today.
Here's Brad Jones with a decent run on first down. We'll pick up a couple.
As a team, they're approaching 300 yards on the ground between Jones and Bonnet. Jones with 90 on 10 carries. That's a stout 9-yard average, and Bonnet averaging just about 8 a pop. So very impressive running stats out of this team. This offensive line, I mean, they're big fellas, you know, especially for a double A school. Very stout offensive line that's really been pushing the line of scrimmage back all game.
Handoff goes to Jones again. Jones plunges his way forward through the defense, fights his way up to the 45-yard line, and picks up 3. Should set up 3rd and 5. And a timeout by the Indians, trying to preserve some clock with a little more than 3 minutes to go in the contest. You're watching High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media, brought to you by Parmar. Parmar is a proud sponsor of tonight's HD Media Game Day broadcast. If there's not a Parmar near you, there will be one soon. Dot cheerleaders on the near side of the field, fired up, and rightfully so, as their team on homecoming is leading by 18 points with a little more than a quarter left of this 4th quarter action. 3:12 to go in regulation of this one. Indians again need a stop here soon. Only 1 timeout left for Sissonville. And, you know, we mentioned the stats for these. I want to stress they are unofficial, because you have Preston Bonnet at 199. Coaching staff very well could have him at close to 200 or at 200 if so, and may not see him the rest of this game. Does have his helmet off on the near sideline. You can see him right there next to that Parmar logo on our scoreboard. Say might not, but you very well could see him here in just a moment as well. 3rd down here in just a moment. Well, was 3rd down, excuse me. It was an offside, so that should be an automatic first down. Yes, it is. Automatic first down, and, well, maybe they heard me say he's close to 200 yards and said, well, let's go get it. Because back in comes the junior captain, Preston Bonnet. Obviously don't want to do anything that would hurt him at this point in time, but, man, he has been a physical runner. Again, it's like he hits that 2nd gear as soon as he meets contact, and that's propelled him to nearly 200 yards on the ground tonight. 3 touchdowns rushing, 1 receiving as well. Bonnet going to take it on a Wildcat-style keeper, and he is going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Depends on where they say his forward progress stopped, and, well, I may have jinxed it. Now Preston Bonnet a little slow getting up. He is going to get up, though, and come over to the near sideline. And that's what you're afraid of right there. In a game where you're just trying to run some time off the clock, up 18. You're potentially on all-state back in Preston Bonnet if he continues to have the numbers that he's had so far this season. Hate to see him sustain a serious injury. So he will come out, and back in goes Brad Jones.
So Jones, getting him to over 100 yards, very, very doable right now, sitting at 11 carries for 93.
And it will be Jones back into the backfield with Cook. Snap comes back to Cook. He'll hand off to Jones. Jones fights and gets that yard back that was lost a moment ago by Bonnet. And he will pick up a yard up to midfield. Get back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Dots. And the Dots probably won't snap this ball until there's less than 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter with an 18-point lead. Trying to milk off, again, as much time as physically possible for snapping the football. Under 2 to go now. Dots now gets set at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10. Handing off goes to Jones. Jones rumbles his way into Indian territory down inside the 45. I believe he got down to the 44. And a timeout requested by Sissonville head coach Jeremy Harrison, trying to preserve some time.
And by unofficial count, Jones is now up over 100 yards too on 13 carries, 101. And the guy who came into this one with only 136 on the season, so really nearly doubling up his stats here, and really kind of establishing himself as that second option with some really tough runs throughout the game. It's not like they just suck him in, here in the fourth quarter. He's getting carries all throughout the game, especially in scoring position as well. So definitely a guy that seems like the coaching staff is kind of more comfortable with back there, being a good second punch to their guy Bonnet, who, like I said, over 26 carries now, 198 by my count yards, and then the long touchdown in the air.
And again, you mentioned it's not just that Jones is getting it here late in the game. They've been unafraid to stick him in there at various points in the game, whether it be middle of the field, deep in their own territory, or deep in Sissonville territory. Jones has been a fantastic complement to Preston Bonnet tonight, and the two of them, should they stick around here at Poca, which I'm sure they probably will if they've been a nice duo, you just never can quite tell with the way transfer portal is now here in West Virginia high school football. I don't want to say anything and put it out there, but again, if these two can stay here and can continue to be this nice dynamic duo, then this is definitely a nice jumping off.
It also doesn't seem like he'd try to pigeonhole him into being the change of pace or the it's whatever they need him to do. They think he can do basically everything that Bonnet can, and when it comes time to put him in, go and put him in. Good fourth down conversion there to make sure that they keep Sissonville off the field.
And Jones was almost stopped behind the line of scrimmage there. Did a great job of that extra effort to fight for more yards and pick up that first down to keep the clock moving and reset those sticks. So the Dots, I believe, are going to line up in victory formation. Saw Jack McClanahan running over from the sideline with his arms up in the air, and that is what they're going to do. So the Dots will just kneel out the final minute and change of tonight's contest to take this 18-point win on homecoming, 32-14. Will, I think it's pretty easy to announce your Parmar Stores player of the game, so let's leave no more fanfare to it. Who is your Parmar Stores player of the game?
Preston Bonnet, the guy whose name you heard many, many times there. Thankfully, looks like that little dinged up injury he had coming out of there last time we saw him in looks like he's all right. 26 carries for 198 yards, 3 touchdowns on the ground, another 68 yards on 2 catches and a touchdown. So real quick math there, 266 total yards, 4 touchdowns. That's just crazy. That's just a great contribution by this young man on homecoming. I'm hoping close it out in style the way every team wants to end their homecoming week and homecoming game, and just a very successful night here for Poca.
Preston
They're now 3-3, very much in the playoff race. A team that it looks like their offense is getting better as it goes. So a team that, like we said, had a couple off years back to back, but is certainly making a comeback of sorts into the conversation here in AA.
But the tough start to the year still gets tougher for these Poca Dots. 3-3 through the first 6 games. A big rivalry game here next week at home against the Winfield Generals for an open contest. And then the Dots close it out with a home match. Senior night should be here against the Scott Skyhawks on October 20th. And then 2 road games. Have to go to Herbert Hoover and play at the Huskies' brand new stadium there in Elkview. And then wraps up the season with a trip out Wayne to take on the Wayne Pioneers in Week 11. The Indians fall to 0-6 on the season. The Indians will take on, oh, excuse me, I have my dates messed up, actually. I think I have those flipped. I think an open date there. The Indians, again, dropped to 0-6, and my schedule's all messed up. But again, it is Winfield and Poca here next week. And I think I missed the open spot wrong. I think the Indians are off next week and then play Winfield the following week. But again, the Indians dropped to 0-6. The Dots improved to 3-3. Will, any final thoughts before we wrap things up?
No, just a game where there's a lot of heart out there in the field, and Poca kind of obviously came out on top and really is putting themselves in position to make a playoff run, get themselves into that conversation here as we come into the second half of the season.
The Indians, though, never gave up in this one, fought all the way through to the end, and that's one thing you can say about them in all 6 of their games so far. Haven't turned up on the scoreboard how they wanted yet, but they have given it a fight in every single game. The Dots had to fight to win this one on homecoming, 32-14. For our Media Center crew, Dan Shreve, our cameraman, did a fantastic job this evening, as he does each and every night. Ethan Young, our producer and director. Will Vance, my color man. I'm Adam Rogers saying have a great rest of your Friday night, the final Friday night in September. We'll see you next week. October football in the Mountain State. That's when we return on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media next week. Have a great Friday night, folks.